Murphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late.
You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole.
Not the pie
It's gonna
hole.
hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your wild cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in zero sugar. That's what I like.
This is Dr. Anthony Scalick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, and you are tuned in to Pirate Radio Live on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930. You can find the show online at pr927fm.com and watch us on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and you can find a lot of great videos there, including the latest Pirate Radio podcast, a press box get together with Troy D, Double B Brian Bailey, Brian Meador, and Billy Weaver. That is available to view on YouTube, so subscribe to Pirate Radio TV and check it all out there. All right, we got a big show for you today. one of our guests popped up on my Facebook memories. Shirley and Chandler, check out Stephen Igoe's hair from 7 years ago as he's rocking the Netherlands jersey.
My goodness.
He looks like he's like 4.
He looks like he's 13 years old.
I'll have to share that so everybody listening can hear that. I'll put that on my Twitter. Stephen Igoe going to join us later on in the show. I guess that was during the World Cup.
He looks like he should be in that video you showed me yesterday.
Remind me of that video.
Was it you that showed me the video, or was it Clip? No, it was Clip that showed me the video.
What video are you talking about?
Of Igoe in Nashville.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Maybe we'll talk about that with Igoe coming up later on. In today's program, Corey Gloor is going to kick us off. Corey, the play-by-play voice for ECU baseball. Really, for the first time in my years of listening to Corey Gloor, it was the harshest he's ever been towards the umpires in Nashville. And just kind of want to get his take on that as an announcer and trying to be unbiased, also representing ECU side of things on the air. And I felt like that Corey, maybe for the first time, kind of went in on the umps over the weekend.
Rightfully so.
Well, yeah, I actually listened to some of Corey's broadcasts when I was riding around in my car and was trying to catch up on what was going on in the game. And I remember because he had Malcolm Gray with him as his broadcast partner. I don't know for both games or if it was just one or the other, but I remember distinctly there was a pitch, and Corey said, "Oh my goodness, I don't believe what I just saw," something along that line. But you could tell he was like, that was a ball all day long. And even Malcolm reacted, and they were like, and it was like maybe 10 seconds of almost like a stunned silence because they really didn't know what to say because it was that egregious.
That was a bunch of horse bucky.
Sometimes
it was a bunch of horse bucky.
Fan, you like to hear that when your guys on the announce crew, which like Cy, when he his thing is always that's a tough call. Because he was a former coach. He knows how tough the job is for officials. But when Cy finally says that's a bad call, like it fires me up hearing him say that.
The video of
like,
him.
Yeah.
Do you remember the video?
Yes,
that still surfaced from this on our Twitter all the time.
I saw that in my.
That is one of the best videos of all time.
When Cy is listening to an explanation for a call,
and you can just hear him go, oh my God, that's a tough call.
When he goes beyond tough, it fires me up as an ECU basketball fan.
I mean, how that's not a meme to this day, I don't understand, because to me, the facial expressions he had is just the most, if you could make a meme out of something.
Every time I put that out, it does numbers. So
yeah. And
I saw it on my saved pictures and videos a day or two after the Super Regional, and I was like, man, why didn't I put Cy Seymour reacting to these umpires? And that would have done some numbers over the weekend. So yeah. I got to remember that for next time.
The video of me and you during the watch along was pretty good too.
That got some numbers. Yeah. You want to talk about numbers?
Basically, that was a good representation, I think, of all of Pirate Nation and what they thought of the behind the plate umpiring that weekend. Because it just wasn't on one day; it was both Friday and Saturday. Both of those strike zones were very out of hand.
Talked to some people last night who were at the game and went back and watched some of our watch along after the fact and really enjoyed it. So, we'll have more of those cooked up for you in the future. What am I doing? Talking about the guest, Corey Gloor. Is that where we are? He's our first guest today. Jeff Nadu, big man on campus. We talked to Jeff the gambler all the time. Today we're going to talk to Jeff the 76ers fan after they blow a 26-point lead last night. And in the fourth quarter, the fourth quarter last night, they were outscored 40-19.
My goodness.
Ooh.
And lost by 3.
How many points did Trae Young finish with?
He had 39.
He's a menace.
That kid's a menace. So he is going to have some harsh things to say about the 76ers. We'll also talk about Corey's Bucks taking on the Nets tonight. with Jeff Nadu. Mike Mullis, go ahead, Shirley.
I was going to say, is James Harden available to play for the Nets or
well,
no?
let's ask our NBA source here.
Yeah. Does your source
All right,
have any info that we should know about?
He was off on Tuesday, but I got to give him credit. It sounds like Zion
is unhappy.
You called that one, Chandler. Your source gave you that information. So what are you hearing about James Harden for tonight?
I haven't heard anything from him today. He's been at work all day, so I haven't heard anything. But, I mean, Harden played the other night. I'm assuming he'll be ready to go again tonight unless he tweaked the injury that he had previously.
His hammy.
Oh, was it a hammy? So,
yeah, it was a hammy.
I don't know. Maybe he's ready to go. But the source has not told me anything today.
Sorry, folks. No source information.
Especially all you bettors out there. Sorry about that.
Mike Mullis is going to join us to talk some baseball and ECU, MLB, and also some golf as Brooks Koepka right now at the top of the U.S. Open leaderboard. It is day one, and it is early in day one because they're playing in San Diego. A lot of guys haven't teed off yet, and they'll have live coverage tonight on NBC, I believe, from 7 to 10. So
right in prime time.
That's pretty cool. With golf being on the West Coast, it's going to be prime time Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you're looking for something to watch during the evenings. Igoe is here around 4:30-ish. At 5 o'clock, speaking of golf, Troy D will be here, and we'll talk to Kevin Williams, back as golf coach here at East Carolina. Great to have him back in Greenville. We'll talk about his return from being an assistant at South Carolina, taking over the men's program. And Jeff Gravley, we will talk about the Wolfpack, the Pac-9 heading to Omaha. Talk to Jeff Gravley about that, the potential college football playoff expansion, and more. Formerly of WRAL, now working with NC State in a capacity. So we'll talk to Jeff Gravley, Kevin Williams, Troy D in Hour 3, Igoe Mully, Hour 2, Corey Gloor, Jeff Nadu, Hour 1.
Sounds good.
Somehow I went 8 minutes just going over the guests. Mm-hmm. We got a little sidetracked along the way.
We did.
All right. And also, I'm a little off kilter because Chandler is sitting in Shirley's chair and Shirley is sitting in Chandler's chair. Why are we doing this switcheroo?
Because I am actually going to be gone next week for my annual Camp Caroline trip. And
no, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes,
and Chandler,
Charlie, you can't leave for a week.
Yeah, I sure can.
This place will not be standing when you get back.
Probably not. This soundboard will be aflame when you get back.
This is awful. So Chandler
is I'm giving him a crash course on how to run my side of things.
I've done it before, but I do need a refresher.
Yep, and because we are kind of cross-training and doing some other things in the event that something like this were to happen, and, you know, just in case, like, Chandler couldn't be here one day or Glenn couldn't be here one day, I wanted to make sure I knew how to run the video side of things. So we kind of decided we were going to switch seats for the day.
Just trying to stretch our minds here, trying to learn new roles.
Broaden our horizons.
Stretch our minds. How far can your mind stretch?
Not far.
Like a Stretch Armstrong up there in the head of...
that's about as far as it goes.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Chandler, I'm going to need next week your the Chandler Honeycutt news desk. So give me some news items, if you could.
Yeah.
Shirley, today, we talked about it yesterday, accolades for ECU baseball players, and we had some more come out today.
That's right. Baseball America released their All-Americans or All-American honors, and as usual, the 1-2 punch, Connor Norby and Gavin Williams, were listed as first-team All-Americans.
Programming alert. Next Tuesday, 5 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live, Gavin Williams will be live in studio.
Nice.
And you've got Cam Colmore and...
Programming alert.
Yes, thank you.
Friday, tomorrow on Pirate Radio Live, Matt Bridges and Cam Colmore will join me live in the Pirate Radio studios.
Nice.
Okay.
That'll be a lot of fun to have those guys in.
Now all we got to do is schedule Connor Norby, and we've going for the, I wouldn't say the trifecta, the quadruple.
The quadfecta.
Quadfecta.
There we go.
We'll go to that.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to those guys. Well-deserved. I was actually looking at an article that MLB, of course, they do their mock drafts ahead of the MLB draft, and they had Gavin as the projected 28th pick to Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay did draft him out of high school.
Did not know that until I read that today.
Yeah, so Gavin really did, I think, improve his draft status with his impressive pitching in the Super Regional. So we'll keep an eye on that. A lot of minor league baseball action. Hey, how about Dwayne Williams-Sutton today?
Moving on up.
Last night he was called up to AA ball. He has been sent to the San Antonio Missions, so he will be playing in AA ball beginning today. So hopefully I'll have some stats for him tomorrow.
He's on a mission.
Yeah, he is on a mission. Sean Armstrong pitched last night for the Norfolk Tides. He was DFA'd from the Orioles, but they sent him down to Norfolk. He pitched an inning and struck out 2. Evan Krasinski also pitched last night for the Memphis Redbirds. He only pitched an inning, but he allowed 1 hit, 1 run. That was actually a home run. He also struck out 1 and walked 1. Jack Reinheimer had a walk-off sac fly for the Tacoma Rainiers, and they erased a 7-run deficit to beat the Sacramento River Cats 10-9. He was 1 for 3 on the night. Mike Wright is slated to start tonight for the Charlotte Knights. He has a 2.21 ERA, and he's 3-1 on the season.
Mike Wright night for the Knights.
Yeah, and he is, he's got the right stuff. So they're going to take on the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp at 7 o'clock tonight. You have no idea how long I waited to be able to make that joke. And Bryant Packard went 1 for 4 last night.
Is it just because of new kids?
Yes.
Okay, and Mike Wright, he's got the right stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Baby.
Uh-huh. And Bryant Packard went 1 for 4 last night as the Whitecaps lost to the Lake County Captains 4-2.
That is a mouthful, Shirley Rhodes, and that tells you how many players right now East Carolina has across minor league baseball, and you've got some injured guys like Agnos, Chris
Holba, Evan Volova is in that GCL East, which is within the Yankees organization, but that is a short season particular league, and that doesn't start till the 28th of June. So we're waiting to get some stats from Evan, see how he does. We also have a lot of players that either did not play or did not register any stats. Alex Burleson went 0 for last night. Spencer Brickhouse played, but he didn't register a hit. Trey Benton hasn't pitched yet.
Burleson not getting a hit should be our top story.
Why is that?
Because he's
been
a hit
raking
every night.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on a tear.
It's news when he doesn't get a hit.
He is hitting a respectable 287.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
So he has been playing quite well. As a matter of fact, they were talking about he hit an Oppo single night before last, and they calculated the ball coming off his bat at 101 miles an hour. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because he really didn't hit it that hard. You could tell he didn't he didn't hit that thing square, but he had enough juice to get it 101 miles an hour, and it got out in the outfield in a hurry.
Bubba has a great question, and sorry, Shirley, more work for you to do this summer.
Oh, great. Uh-huh.
He says, ask Corey Gloor where the Pirates are playing this summer. I know AMAC is playing for the Wilmington Sharks. Zach Agnos is headed to the Cape. So, Corey, you have about 5 minutes to find out where every player is playing this summer. Get to work on that. That would be a great question from Malcolm Gray. In fact, I'll send a message out to Malcolm on that and see if I can get some answers. And
that's only if Corey has not picked up the phone already and is calling Malcolm as we speak.
He is not. He is tweeting negative things about the Chicago Bears while his Bucks could lose and end their season tonight. So he is just a depressed individual. All right. By the way, we would have led off with Cliff Godwin news if we had any. We
don't have any.
We're still waiting to see what LSU does. If they take the Ole Miss coach, we'll see what Ole Miss does, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
We're in a holding pattern.
We are, yes, we are all in a holding.
The more we don't hear is the better news that we can get.
Well, it's like what Matt Trent said when you interviewed him yesterday. He said, if we don't hear by the end of the week or middle of next week, then it's likely either they don't have the guy or the guy's in Omaha. So, yeah. I mean, that's a very viable.
Started there yet?
Yeah, so that is a very viable, scenario there.
Yeah, and maybe Igoe will have an update for us in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll see what Troy D knows in the 5 o'clock hour.
Yep.
So we will keep you abreast of the situation. All right, let's take a time out. We'll return. Corey Gloor is waiting in the wings. He will join us to talk about his trip to Nashville. Looking ahead at the Pirates, this Cliff Godwin situation, Game 6 in Milwaukee tonight, and more. We got a lot to talk about with Corey Gloor when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the Advanced and the Competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
This is East Carolina hitting football coach Mike Houston, and I'm proud to announce that our ladies clinic is back this summer on July the 30th. This evening will provide a behind-the-scenes look at ECU football and a chance to meet the players, coaches, and their families. The evening will end with an entertaining dinner and social. Sign up today at MikeHoustonFootballCampsLLC.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Go Pirates!
The whole family's home. It's almost time to eat again, but you don't feel like cooking again. So close the microwave, put away that box of instant whatever, drop your spatula, pick up the phone, and get a big bow box delivered with 8 pieces of legendary fried chicken, fluffy buttermilk biscuits, fixins, and tea. Because no one ever said a home-cooked meal has to be cooked at home. Just tap your favorite delivery app for a big bow box at your front door. It's bow time.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chandler Honeycutt also alongside.
You're welcome.
Of all your voices, that was not your best. You're doing pretty good, Corey Gloor, though.
Thank you.
Hello.
Well, first of all, I'm out of breath from reading this live read.
That was how you were impersonating me to start, though. You just ran out of breath.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think Chandler is terrified of me because of him doing an impression of me and me coaching him on it. But I think he took that as, oh my God.
I love seeing you, Corey. In fact, I miss you at AJ's on trivia nights.
And I tolerate it as well.
Did y'all win last night?
We did.
Yeah.
First place.
Hey, your team won.
Oh, I was gone and we won?
Yeah. Yep. Congratulations.
Wow.
That says a lot. Corey.
Great work, Shirley.
Thank you.
Chandler and I were... Chandler, you were watching a video the other day of some building or structure on fire or had blown up.
Yeah.
And Corey Gloor's father... What does your father do?
He is a morning television anchor in Rockford, Illinois.
And it was kind of eerie to hear his voice.
It actually...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was watching it, and I was sitting there thinking, I wonder how long it's going to take for one of these two to turn around and go, is that Corey? And about 10 seconds later, Shirley I see in the corner of my eye, Shirley turn around, and I'm like, yep, that's Corey's father. And she was like, wow.
You get it honest.
You really do.
No, and during the season, my parents... They drove down from Rockton, Illinois, which is now pretty well known for what's happened this week. Everyone's fine, by the way, and the fire is out now, which is good. Just don't run off into the river.
What was it exactly?
It's a oil-based chemical that, by and large, they produce there, and I don't know if they've still determined the cause, but we certainly saw the effect.
Yeah.
And so everyone's good. In my house, my parents' house, which is truly a quarter mile away from there, is fine. But... my parents came down to visit me when the Pirates are playing at Cincinnati during the season because it's a 6-hour drive for them. And my father, over the course of the season, became a big fan of Thomas Francisco to the point where it was a little creepy at times. He loved the guy. And Thomas, great player, great guy, totally get it. But I think he came to Cincinnati more to see him than me. And so... once I think it was the Saturday game was wrapping up and they were going to head home the next morning, and so they're waiting for me to close up the broadcast, and I said go hang out with the parents. They became friends with them. Go say hi to the team down by the bus, and I told my dad go say hi to Thomas because that was going to be the last chance he was going to be able to really see him. And Thomas told me after the game that he heard a voice from behind go, "Hey, 2-1." And he initially thought hey, Corey. And then he turned around and was like, whoa. What is this? Yes, that is where the pipes come from.
No doubt.
Wow. Well, I have placed a recommendation and a request to have your dad and you on at the same time.
Well, that has happened before. In fact, a good number of times. We hosted a show together in my first job at a radio station in Janesville, Wisconsin. And people did not know we were related because my father, my apologies to those listening in the Rockford market right now, my father uses a television name. This is my name, Corey Gloor. He goes by Andy Gannon. Because when he got the job at the TV station pre my arrival, they asked him to change his name.
They love to change people's
names. Back in the 80s, they love doing that. And
Ken Watling and Ken Watlington has both worked at Channel 9.
Yeah, Gloor is an awkward name. And I've said that to you guys before. It's one syllable, but it could be two. You don't know how many O's, how long you want to drag it out. It can be awkward.
Is Brian Bailey Brian Bailey? Is Billy Weaver Billy Weaver?
I hope that
These are the questions.
Bailey retires. He unmasks himself. No, my name is John.
John Hernandez.
Yes.
Well, I wonder how...
But yes, we hosted shows together.
Cool. Is it Do they have a method as far as how you pick your name? Because I actually, when I first got into radio, I was asked to change my name because it was difficult to say Shirley Rhodes on the air, apparently. But
the story I was told from my father, and this could be urban legend, this could be truth, was that he went to school at University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Okay.
And he got this job at the TV station in Rockford right out of college. So this is the only job he's had. And they asked him to change his name, so they opened up a Madison phone book. Yep. And one of the main thoroughfares in that city is Gammon Road with two M's in the middle. Yep. And he changed the middle M's to N. And that's how he got his name.
One of the greatest stories ever told.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
Actually, that was how I picked my first DJ name. Opened a phone book, stuck my finger down, and that was it.
You know
what was the name?
Does everyone know what phone books are?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
These were the things that we stored. Basically, it was a paper version of your cell phone.
So what was your name? DJ Maurice?
No, I went by
DJ
my middle
Main
name
Street.
because my middle name is D, so it's D-E-E.
Oh, please don't say D's.
No.
Yeah, it didn't add a Z to it.
DJ D.
No, and the last name of the that I landed on was Delaney, so I was D. Delaney.
Huh.
So
there was a meteorologist in Chicago that she said her last name was Freeze, and I just didn't buy that at all. And now I think she actually does national work and not the Weather Channel, but one of the other big ones.
Two on the nose.
Yeah, it's like I think her name was like Amy Freeze. I'm like, that's not right.
Remember John Freeze, the quarterback?
Yeah.
You're a little younger than me. Chandler has no clue. All right. Anyway,
not a clue.
Coming up Friday, Matt Bridges and Cam Colmore will join us in this studio, Corey. Coming up next Tuesday, Gavin Williams will be here. So we will recap the careers for those pitchers for the Pirates. And Corey, I heard a little bit of you on Saturday.
Thank you for tuning in.
And heard a ton of people talking about your call on Saturday and Friday and how really for the first time ever, or at least the most outspoken you were on umpiring, occurred over the weekend. And I'm wondering your philosophy on that as a play-by-play announcer in general, and what grinded your gears when it came to the umpiring over this past weekend.
Oh boy, what did grind my gears over what I was... Listen, I wish the broadcast did not finish out as probably angry as they sounded, because it was the end of this season, and I don't like going down that path. Right. I will mention when the strike zone looks a little bit off, and I've done that before, but by and large, when that happens, a game doesn't necessarily feel as though it's dictated by it. The result gets dictated by it. The results might not have changed last weekend, but the zones were off, way off, and it was hard to not watch those two games, especially Saturday, and just wonder what on earth that was. And so it did get the best of me, and it wasn't the most shining moment. But it was, especially knowing that was going to be the end of the season, and especially for a guy like Cam, who you'll have in here tomorrow, where the last pitch he's thrown, like as a Pirate, that is ridiculous. And so it just boiled up to it. When you get to know these guys and how hard they worked and what they put in to get to that point, and just things like that just seemed to be completely out of their hands, and there was nothing they could do about it. It makes you angry because it was one thing where you're already navigating an uphill path against that team and those two pitchers. Another thing when the strike zone's the size of your table here, and it doesn't balance out. So that's what got me on Friday and Saturday. And I saw some of the videos of you and Chandler watching Friday as well, and so I know I got you too.
It did. Everyone, yeah.
It's hard to wrap your head around, even now a week removed from it, that's kind of how things ended.
Yeah, and it's one of those weird things. I said it the other day where, as a Braves fan, I watched Greg Maddux get those calls his entire career, and I'm sure people on the opposing side hated it and thought it wasn't fair. It's like when a guy with a lot of money goes into a bar and he's famous, so people buy drinks for him. Like, he's good, he's got money, he doesn't need the free drinks, he doesn't need the help. pitchers like Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker are elite. They don't need that extra help that they're getting.
Yeah, I wonder how Seth Cadell feels about some of what happened over the weekend, because he seemed to bear the brunt of a lot of the wide pitches that got called. The one on Saturday, which truly would have hit a left-handed batter and a slider, that was called strike 3. And then he's behind the plate and seeing his guys, Cam, Carson, Gavin, a little bit on Friday, get squeezed like they did. It was tough. It was tough, Jeff. Like, it was hard to watch. Like, and it was frustrating because that's how that season came to a close, and it deserved better than that. They weren't necessarily going to win that weekend, but it deserved a better finality than what it got.
Corey Gloor joining us. Corey, the news now is the LSU coaching search, and
I've heard nothing of it.
A potential Ole Miss coaching search.
Really?
And Cliff Godwin.
Who?
Yeah, you really are out of the loop here.
Yeah, I've unplugged.
I know you don't know anything, any inside information, but I don't. Obviously, you've looked at it, you've thought about it, and again, it all comes down to I'm nervous that ECU is kind of tapped out on what they can do right now for Cliff Godwin, and if he chooses to take a pay raise, a significant one at that, and also be around a program like LSU, if he's offered the job, that has expectations to make it to Omaha every year. It's a high pressure situation, but it's one of the elite college baseball programs across America. Or does he want to stay home with his family, with where he played, all the Pirate Nation that loves the guy? It's a difficult decision if it comes down to a decision he has to make coming up soon.
I don't think if a decision has to come his way, I don't think it will be necessarily predicated on the money, because you've known Cliff. I've certainly known Cliff over the 6 years I've been here, and when he says how much this program means to him and what this area means to him, he means it. Like, it is not lip service. You saw the very raw reaction after Saturday when the season ended, and that's not fake. Like, he loves this place, and he is trying to get this program to that final step, and this year it didn't happen. It's going to be much more of a situational decision for him, and LSU will throw all the money in the world at him, and Ole Miss won't be that far behind. The Pirates will not be able to match anything there, but it will come down to whether or not he feels the situation here can get over that hump. And I think it can. And I certainly think he can. He believes that as well. But does he feel after 7 years it's reached that point? Or is there more to get through here? And can he get that number to Omaha here? Or does he go to a place like LSU or Ole Miss where the prospects of doing it, the benefits that you get of those programs, will make it far more probable to get there?
Yeah, well said by Corey Gloor, who joins us inside the Pirate Radio studios, whose weekends are all of a sudden free.
So. Yeah. Do you need me to do anything in here? We're having a thing here. Like, Shirley's leaving for the week.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jim might just wander off. Like, we don't know. And so Chandler's running the show.
Correct.
Which he looks very intense at me right now. It's like he's discovering the God particle. And so, like, if you need some assistance, I ain't got nothing I'm going to be watching golf.
You'll be a gopher for us. You can just do whatever. A utility man.
Yeah, if you need some woodwork.
All right. Well, it's funny because Shirley is our handyman around here.
Oh, yeah.
So we are losing that aspect.
The boss just walked in, too, and now his ears are perking up.
Yeah.
Just like, I could replace someone here?
Our toilet's
He's only going to fire someone for weeks now.
We might see Corey Gloor around here doing stuff in the background next week.
Just keep me, like, in the background, just, like, lurking around. Like Buster in Arrested Development.
And I
just hanging around the corners.
I could go down any day, too, so be on standby.
Yeah, we're worried about you.
This is an intervention. All right, Corey Gloor, let's see. We got a couple minutes left. Are you, like, nervous about the Bucs tonight? Is it already over in your mind?
It's been over for a while in my mind. I did not watch a second of Tuesday's game because I just kind of knew what was going to happen. Oh, Kyrie Irving's out. James Harden's probably out, but suddenly he can play. Well, I kind of know what's going to happen here. It's the Bucks. It's the most Bucks thing to ever do. So here's what they're going to do. They're going to win tonight, and then they're going to have just a soul-crushing loss in Game 7, because that, my friends, is the Milwaukee Bucks. And hey, a tip of the cap to the Sixers last night for taking some of the sting off the Bucks.
No doubt.
They're massive collapses.
That is far in the rear view. That was like the year, I can't remember what year it was, but the Braves lost a ton of games the last month of the season, but the Red Sox lost like a 12-game lead or something, so that got all the headlines. Nobody really talked about the Braves blowing it. That's kind of where we are right now. When the Sixers get outscored 40-19 by the Hawks in the fourth quarter, you kind of forget that the Bucks blew it the other night. It will be brought up tonight, but Corey says they'll win at home and then lose Game 7. That's your prediction?
That would be the Milwaukee Bucks thing to do. And they'll have a big lead in Game 7, like a nice double-digit lead, and then they'll just, let's run Giannis into 3 defenders and see what happens. And then Mike Budenholzer will be looking for work.
I saw a tweet, and it had like the old, I don't know if it was Madden. It might have been.
Sorry, I just see Chandler yawning over there. We're really keeping him engaged.
The Tecmo Bowl play where the running back just runs right up the middle, and it said that's the play they run for Giannis.
All the time. All the time.
Right up the gut. Redbeard has an idea for Corey. Maybe we can do it to start next segment. He says we do need a ring boy for the football countdown.
Oh, nice.
Corey, could you be our guest ring boy today for like just a quick second?
What do the duties entail here?
We'll tell you during the break.
Okay.
You might have to take some clothes off. Other than that,
I mean,
it's easy peasy.
What day is it? Thursday?
Yeah.
Chandler does it all the time.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
What, do you only get naked on Thursdays?
The crowd loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan, I'm sure, really enjoys that.
Oh, they love Chandler's legs.
Yeah. How's your legs look?
Extremely pale.
Put on your sunglasses, folks.
Yes. It's like I'm always wearing sunblock.
It just looks like you're wearing high white socks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing the knee-high baseball socks all the time.
All right, so let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll talk to Jeff Nadu. He'll rage about the Sixers, and we'll get his thoughts on Bucks Nets. And before we do that, we will have an update on how many days away we are from kickoff, ECU and Appalachian State, with special guest ring boy Corey Gloor. Get excited, folks. That's on the way when we return after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light Legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light Legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Local boy makes good in the big league. The story of Country Joe is next.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Former Pirate receiver Larry Shannon.
We just had one goal in mind as we went to the Liberty Bowl in 1995, and that was to win. Coach Logan had this slogan of unfinished business, and that was kind of our motivation all year. And I just remember that game. Offensively, we didn't play very well. Obviously, Stanford had a good defense as well. And I remember our defense just carrying us and pulling us through and making the plays, to get that big victory for the program.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Country Joe West has umpired more Major League Baseball games than anyone in the history of the national pastime. Joe set the record last month by umpiring his 5,376 games. Joe was born in Nashville but grew up in Greenville. He played football for the Pirates before transferring to Elon, where he is in that school's Hall of Fame. A true character in a world where characters are going the way of the dinosaur, there's never a dull moment around West. He is a singer, songwriter, with an appearance at the Grand Ole Opry. He's performed with Mickey Gilley and Merle Haggard, and was a pallbearer for Boxcar Willie. He'll be 69 in October, with 43 of those years spent as a Major League Baseball umpire. Another record. He's done it his way. Country Joe West, a true Eastern North Carolina legend. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care are the local tech support experts for any business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Chandler Honeycutt, Shirley Rhodes alongside, and great idea by Redbeard last segment. We were talking about Corey Gloor maybe pitching in while Shirley's gone, and we're underwomaned next week. So we gave him something to do. We're going to put him to use right now and find out how many days away we are from kickoff. ECU, Appalachian State, Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
You need me now?
Yes, we need you now. Come on in. And there it is, 77 days. He's holding a basketball.
That makes a lot of sense.
They call him the geek freak, Corey Gloor. All right, Corey, you did get the wrong ball. Now do a lap if you could. I'll hold the ball for you. Yeah. All right. Oh, hey, whoa, we got footballs coming in. Now we're ready. Now we got the right sport, as it'll be the Pirates and Mountaineers 77 days from now at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Corey, fantastic job. We may have found a new full-time gig for you. Corey, very excited about his new duties here at Pirate Radio. Oh, I didn't know that was on my head. All right, I'm all set to go. Thank you, Corey. And now, Chandler, we got the big man on campus joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. So let's talk some hoops right now with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We always talk to Jeff the gambler. Let me talk to Jeff the sports fan for just a moment. And this one's tough, big man. The Sixers last night Go up big. I, like you, had that first quarter 2.5 rocking chair bet, as you called it. You could sit back, relax on that one. And I was hosting sports trivia, so I looked away from the game and didn't return to it until after trivia concluded. And about that time, the Hawks had taken the lead. I had no idea what transpired in that game. 40-19, Hawks outscore Philadelphia in the fourth quarter. And Jeff, the Sixers fan, man, how do you recap that one? How do you what's next for Philly in this series?
Well, a loss. I mean, a series loss. I mean, it's not good. But listen, this is one of the reasons I've been so vocal about what I think this group is, and this is what this team is. This is what this team's been really my entire life. They are not good enough, and they try to sell this bill of goods that they're going to make a run this year. And it was all the coach. This city, they've lost this city. This city's turned into delusional city where no one can do anything wrong. Ben Simmons is the greatest thing ever. He has one good game out of 10, and he's the next big thing. Tobias Harris is the worst contract in the history of this town. As far as how much you paid the guy, Joel Embiid, I mean, looks like really the only player of any value going forward. This is a chronic problem for them. And they waited for something that was never going to come. And the process has been a complete failure. You see other teams around you, like the Atlanta Hawks, do it really organically, and look at them. The Knicks, all these different teams. What have you really gotten out of it? And now you're going to lose a series that you should have won, and a season that you probably had your best opportunity to win a title. And now you're arguably going to have to blow up what you have here. I mean, Ben Simmons must go. There's no more. And the problem now is, Clip, you don't really have any trade value market for him. That's gone.
I remember before the season, Jeff, you were big on Harden to Philly and getting rid of Ben Simmons, I believe. So here we are now.
Yeah, I mean, trying to sell to the fan base that they didn't do that because they didn't want to get out of, they don't want to get rid of, Maxey or Matisse Thybulle is ludicrous. I mean, they had the opportunity to take a step, and they had a reprieve again at the trade deadline. Could have went out and got Kyle Lowry. Didn't want to make a move there. It's just bad, man. It's really just bad in every sense. And I think they're going to have an opportunity this summer, to go out and get a guy like Damian Lillard. I don't know when they're going to realize. And they made this. This team, the team across the street, has made the problem for years. They never go out and surround their great players with other great players. I mean, for years, this team didn't give Donovan McNabb, the Eagles. They didn't give him any weapons. The same thing with Allen Iverson. It's going to be the same thing with Joel Embiid. I mean, give this guy what he deserves, but it's all going to come down to Joel as well. I mean, he's a guy that doesn't not deserve blame. Joel Embiid has basically went MIA in very important games, and outside of this year and even into this year, it's the same old stuff in the playoffs. He's a regular season guy, and that's all.
Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. The Sixers are road favorites coming up Friday in Game 3, -2.5 against the Hawks. But Jeff is saying this series is already lost. Big man, that was a shocking comeback last night in Game 1. And how about the Clippers in the second half? Big third quarter and just go wire to wire there in the second half. Paul George with 37 last night. The undermanned Clippers without Kawhi Leonard beating the Jazz.
Yeah, it's a nice job by them. Obviously, they're going to have to obviously get back to the drawing board because I don't think it's going to be as easy next time, but maybe it will be. I mean, Utah looks pretty bad without Mike Conley. Donovan Mitchell looks hurt. They just don't have a ton of talented guys out there right now outside of Mitchell, and he's not even fully healthy. So they're going to have to get back to the drawing board. But luckily, they did get some reprieve with no Kawhi, but it's not going to be easy. They need to get off the mat here, and I think they could do it, but I keep saying it. They're not the same offense without Mike Conley. It's not even close.
Jeff, coming up tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks will try to win at home, and they are pretty big favorites in this one, 6-point favorites. The injury-riddled Nets, although, getting Harden back and Kevin Durant, what he did the other night, this one has been back and forth the entire way. The home team able to win every game in this series, Jeff. So what about the game coming up tonight, Game 6, with Milwaukee, a 6-point favorite, total sitting at 220?
I played the over in this game. I'm just going to kind of go with, I think we see a game kind of similar to Game 1 or even the game the other night where, I think it's important to continue to mention, the Bucks have not had a good offensive game in this series. Now, am I putting a lot of resting my laurels on a team that maybe just isn't going to ever find it in the series? I don't know, but I just don't think they can play this bad every game offensively. I think you get a lot more out of Harden tonight. You're always going to get something out of Kevin Durant. You're always going to get a high-level performance out of him. I just think there's nothing but up for these two offenses. And this is a Bucks team that averaged 120 points a game. They've scored 108 or fewer in all 5 games, and I just think their offense is due for a little bit of an advantage here. And I think the Nets have kind of shown really throughout the series, outside of 2 games where they didn't have their full complement of players, that they can score, and the pace I think will be there. I think the Bucks start hitting some threes tonight. I think the game goes over. I think the total's gotten a little too low for my liking, so I think this kind of screams like 117. 110, something like that. I'm going to lean over.
Jeff, I've said this several times, and every offseason, I tend to think that the offseason's almost more entertaining than the regular season when it comes to the NBA, with all of the trades, the draft night trades, and of course free agency and big stars moving places. And we've already seen a ton of moves, coaching and also front office wise, when you look at the Mavericks. But Steve Clifford out in Orlando, Stan Van Gundy out after 1 year in New Orleans. A lot of Zion is unhappy, rumors floating around. Scott Brooks out in Washington after they had a nice turnaround the second half of the season, but with Beal and Westbrook, maybe they expected more there in D.C. So we're already seeing a ton of moves here in the coaching, and we're not even done with the season yet.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some really interesting things kind of pop up here. I mean, I've heard through the grapevine, I don't know how strong this is, but I've heard John Calipari is looking to maybe get into the NBA again. And I think there's some real, I think, interest from a lot of teams to really usher out these retread names.
Yeah.
The Steve Cliffords and the Kenny Atkinson, or not Kenny Atkinson, Stan Van Gundy's and the Mike D'Antoni's, and go really towards, younger coaches, Darvin Ham, Sam Cassell, Chauncey Billups, guys like that. I think
it's crazy hearing those names, Jeff. I had no idea that James Jones was already a GM. I just found that out this week. Like, these guys seem like they were just playing yesterday.
There's a lot of guys that are just kind of vaulting themselves into positions. And look, I mean, in a lot of cases, like Tyronn Lue is a way better coach than he was player. I mean, it's interesting to see kind of how the league is changing, and I think we're just so used to the league being one way, and it's not. I think you'll see a woman coach here very soon, maybe a Becky Hammond or someone else. So I saw a video yesterday of an assistant in the NBA, a female that she was electric.
Teresa Weatherspoon, I believe it was. I saw that, I think.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to relate this, but like, have you ever seen the movie Eddie? Have you ever seen that movie?
Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, it's a great film. Honestly.
Yeah.
And she, like, really, not saying that any woman is Whoopi Goldberg, but like, I think there's I remember in the movie, one of her connections to getting them to believe was she acted more, motherly, and she, I think a lot of, it's kind of weird to think about, but I would wonder what a Becky Hammond could do in the NBA or any female. I think we're going to see a lot of things, and I'm all for younger and different demographics being in as coach.
Jeff Nadu joining us, the big man on campus on the Fix and See Live line, host of the Sit Down podcast, which you can download if you want to get away from sports and hear some great mob stories and the history of it. Jeff, Euros going on. Let's see. What do we got coming up? Austria and Netherlands playing as we speak. Coming up on Friday, Czech Republic, Croatia, with Croatia favored in that one. Sweden's favorite over Slovakia. And Scotland, England coming up. England a big favorite in that game. Anything you like in the next couple of days from the Euros? It's like Germany, Portugal, Jeff, on Saturday. That might be pretty good.
that could be 0-0 the way Germany looked the other night. Portugal is very good defensively, but I'm just keeping my eye day to day on things. I have something kind of cooking up here. I think Croatia over the next couple of days I have some interest in. They didn't look real good in their first match, but I think they really kind of opened it up a little bit more against Czech Republic, who are pretty open, and I think they'll be in an interesting spot. Italy, they've clinched. I'm going to continue to be very much happy with the future that I have on them, and just kind of take it day by day. Keep betting basketball. Keep doing my pod, and I know that in the next couple of months things are going to finally, I think, really come to fruition for me as far as just the future and what I'm doing, and kind of find all I'm gonna want to do here. So
yeah, okay, all right, kind of cryptic there, but we'll be on the lookout, Jeff, and hear about that in the coming weeks. Big man, we will. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Most of the things I do are public and they're out there. So
yeah,
you can put two and two together.
Follow Big Man on Twitter at Jeff Nadu. Jeff, I was thinking as we talk to you in the summer months, especially when we get here done with the NBA and stuff, want to maybe go division by division in the NFL and talk about the division prices, but also, I don't know, maybe some player props, futures, things like that. I really want to dive into NFL and college football with you here coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm already diving in. I'm starting to really, I always like to kind of have the mini camp starting and things like that, training camp. So we'll start diving in, and college football will be here. I got that stuff I'm working on, and college basketball. I mean, you always got to keep a lookout on what's coming up in the pipeline. So yeah, it's going to be a fun fall and winter eventually.
Big man, enjoyed it as always. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Same to you. Thanks, Cliff.
Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. And big day in sports with playoff basketball, hockey tonight, U.S. Open, Euros, and the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament going on. Unfortunately, I've not seen any updates on the boat that Bryce Williams was on today.
I do know that they were out there very early this morning. I want to say it was like 5 or 6 o'clock this morning that they went on their voyage.
So we'll get a full update recap with Bryce. I had a fun show with him yesterday, talking a lot of fishing. But apparently it has been a banner day at the Big Rock because you have 51 minutes ago, it says day 3 ends with a bang. 2 blues are headed to the scales. Outnumbered will arrive at 4:30. Widespread will arrive around 7:15. And then another one after that, Anticipation, has a blue marlin on the boat, and they will arrive at the dock there at 5:30. So you've got the fishing is done, but these boats are coming in, and we could get back to back to back big blue marlin. So we'll see some photos of them, I'm sure, coming up later on in our program, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Please do.
We should have done a Big Rock boat pool. I can't remember how many boats they said are in this year.
200 boats,
yeah.
isn't it?
We all get a team of 75 boats.
I think 270 was the number of boats out there this weekend.
A record number.
Wow.
That's a big number.
Any updates on Catch 23, the boat of Michael Jordan?
Michael. No, I have not seen that name today either, Chandler. So the only update I've seen this week of that boat, it said Catch 23. It, has something on the hook, and then it said Catch 23 has released, and it said parentheses wrong species.
Yeah,
so
I did see that too.
I don't know if they had like a walrus or
they probably caught something that was not approved by the tournament. I would imagine.
Well, look who
Troy
it is.
D is
it
here.
is the Big Rock expert.
Do you have an update for us?
Well, I was gonna, since you brought it up yesterday, there was a boat. Well, Big Rock put out there that MJ is hooked up, and everybody started losing their mind that, oh man, Michael Jordan's got one on the hook. It was a boat called MJ in the tournament.
Oh wow, that's just false advertisement.
It was not Michael Jordan's boat, which is Catch 23, but so that was not false advertising. The boat MJ was hooked up, but everybody online thought it was Jordan.
Cameras, all the camera people were like lined up at the dock.
It was so funny.
It is just your average Joe pulling up. They're like, Who the hell's this guy?
And have a boat called like Air Jordan or Bulls number 23.
Yeah.
And then when you talked about the wrong species, I saw somebody post online. It said the ceiling is the roof and the marlin is the dolphin.
Hey-o. Ho! Man, I wish Chandler knew where the rim shot was.
That was pretty funny, I thought.
Though, there's your
wrong species.
Did you hear the show with Bryce yesterday?
You know what? I got tied up and I missed it. It probably would have been a good one being Big Rock Week. And I'm surprised. Quite honestly, I'm surprised he's not fishing in it.
Yeah, you definitely missed the show. He's fishing in it today.
Oh, okay. Today. Yeah, I missed it. I said I was tied up. Yeah.
He is fishing in it today.
Okay.
So we get a full
Is he with
recap
Garrett?
with him next week.
Who's he fishing with? Did he say?
His father-in-law, soon to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his boss.
Yeah. Jay.
Yeah, the guy he's getting married to. Oh, his daughter. Yeah.
Correct. Troy, great appearance, and we'll have more of this coming up at 5 o'clock.
Yes, we'll have a couple of good guests, too. We'll talk to Jeff Gravley in the 5 o'clock hour, who is, by the way, with the NC State traveling party. So this is for my NC State friends. That
He's
are
in Omaha.
He is in Omaha. So we'll get a live report from Omaha with Gravley. And Kevin Williams, the new men's golf coach at ECU.
Throw the pack of bone every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. For you NC State folks that say we don't ever do anything for you, this is my gift to you.
And while he's on, I want to get his take on the college football playoff potential expansion as well.
Yeah.
What that means
Jeff's a great sports guy. So former sports anchor WRAL, the Big Five. And then looking forward to talking to Kevin Williams again. Coming back as a Pirate, the reunion.
Stephen Igoe joining us momentarily, but coming up next, speaking of big guests, Mike Mullis is here.
Speaking of big catches.
The catch of the day has arrived.
There he is.
Mike Mullis will join us on the other side.
Is he in a good mood or is he not?
He's got a smile.
He does. I have a rare smile.
Well, that's a S-eating grin if I've ever seen one. We'll see what Mully has to talk about today. He's already given me 3 angry glances. He just sat down. He's staring daggers into me. Take a time out. We'll come back. Mully joins us after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
He's the one and only Nicky Ellerby, who is my father. How did you fall in love with East Carolina football?
I first made some visits to East Carolina back during the 50s. I think it was 1956. I went to a game, homecoming. I was really taken in by homecoming. Everything, it wasn't so much about the football game. It was all social then.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. Listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home with the best selection GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Chandler Honeycutt. Shirley Rhodes alongside as well, as they have swap roles today. Shirley handling the video portion, Chandler the audio for today's program. Mike Mullis is here. What's up, Mully?
Not a whole lot. Chandler, I got to say, I tend to give Shirley a lot of credit for her live reads. You got some work to do, son. You got to get a little better. But Shirley's a high bar.
Coach him up.
Yeah.
See, but
I'm working on it.
Your effort is there. We need a little better execution.
Needs more reps, Coach.
A little more consistency.
I need more reps, and
Okay.
I'll get plenty next week when I'm doing this for the whole week.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, keep working, son.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Good coaching by Mike Mullis. Troy D hanging out.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mullis on air in a while, so I figured I'd hang out for a while.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
All right. Cool.
Here we all are. I was going to say, we had a great show during the break. It was funny.
Mully was here for 2 hours Friday, but you were in Nashville. That's why you did not.
Yeah, we listened to some of y'all.
We held it down. I enjoyed Friday. It was good.
That was fun. We had a recap of ECU falling to Vanderbilt, and then on Saturday, the Pirates lose again, 2-0 for ECU in Nashville. And now all the news and focus is on Will Cliff Godwin return as head baseball coach of the Pirates. ECU wants him to stay here, obviously, but other schools are pursuing him. One in particular, I should say, with LSU, and then a domino could drop depending on who they hire. Ole Miss could be in play as well. Troy, any news at this hour?
I hadn't heard anything new as of this hour, but Mully, as you know, he's got to get the offer first. There's a lot of speculation, and if there's not an offer, then there's nothing to discuss. But he's a hot coach right now, and he'd be obviously he's great at East Carolina. We hope he stays, but, if it doesn't work out at LSU, there could be, as you mentioned, Clip, a domino effect that if they pick up Ole Miss's coach, that leaves an opening. So you just, I never know how these things played out. You've seen these for years.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, man, I think you have a lot of factors here at play. I think the Pirate faithful should be more nervous if Cliff pulls his name from the LSU race. And the reason I say that is a couple things. Number one, Bianco's an LSU alum, played there. Todd Walker's already come out publicly and said, hey, I'd love it if Mike got that job. I'd love to go be the hitting guy. So if Cliff were to bow out, I don't know that Ole Miss would take LSU's seconds. You know what I mean? I don't know that there's obviously there's a rivalry there. There's a conference that is very proud of their baseball programs. I don't know that it works that way. Hey, listen, Cliff, if you don't get LSU, we'll take you at Ole Miss, especially considering their associate head coach is a guy that's fairly well thought of as well, Lafferty. So, I mean, I think if you see Cliff bow out, I think that conversation's already taken place that, hey, they're going to hire Bianco. We want to interview you, but we don't want it to look like we're playing second fiddle.
But it's all semantics. So we know that he took his name out because he wasn't going to get the job and get the Ole Miss job.
But I think it's the perception that he didn't have to get turned down for that job than to settle for the Ole Miss job.
But you guys are saying take his name out. Publicly, he's never put his name in.
But it's public that his name is in the hat. I mean,
I know, but I'm saying LSU hasn't put it out there. It was done by a media report out in Baton Rouge. No, Cliff hasn't ever said publicly he's in the running. Now we know that it's a real possibility, but I'm saying I don't know if he has to take his name out officially. They haven't listed their candidates, is my point. Like, hey, we're bringing these 3 people in. We have a search committee. It's not that official, is my point. There may not be any mention of it from Cliff unless he wants to talk about it at a later date.
Yeah, and we're all speculating and hoping for the best, and not everything in this world's about money. And Cliff Godwin is a guy that that money isn't the only thing. And I get asked that. He's got his family here. He's got ties. He's got the bottom line for Cliff Godwin is the opportunity to win at the highest level. And if he doesn't feel like East Carolina offers him that, then that opportunity is clearly there at those other programs. And a lot of that comes down to money, not from a coaching standpoint, from his compensation. It comes down to the ability to do different things and to have resources kind of to boost your program.
Mully, this is true, and we both know Cliff personally. He'd rather if he was going to get $4 million instead of giving it to himself, he'd rather have it invested in the facilities,
100%.
in the program. And hey, the program gets a new weight room. The assistants get a raise. We're able to charter more flights. Those type of things that would help the program. Cliff's never been a guy that I've known that's politic for more money for himself necessarily. He does want more things for the program and more resources for the program. And that's why it worries me about LSU, because that's a program that does have unlimited resources in many ways and will give their coach whatever they need to succeed.
So I'm talking to Mike Odom, who is he's an executive with the ABCA, Baseball Coaches Association, and we're talking, and this is when all this first started happening, and so we're speculating at the time, that Kevin O'Sullivan from Florida, his name was in the mix, and so I asked Mike, I said, Mike, why in the world do you think you would leave Florida to go to LSU? I mean, it's kind of he said, it's real simple, man. He said, they were down there, not this past Super, but the Super 2 years ago, and they had a Monday winner-take-all game at the University of Florida on their site. There were like less than 1,000 people there.
I saw it over the weekend. They hosted a regional. It was poorly attended.
That's right. And so, that's why you look at making those moves. LSU seats 10,267 people, and that place is packed to the rafters every time they take the field.
I looked it up today. They had the number 1 attendance in Division I
by a large margin.
This year, they averaged, I guess it's standing room only, because they averaged over 11,000 fans a game.
Yeah.
So if someone was me, it's like, well, I think we bring as many fans, being ECU, this guy was telling me, as the LSU. I'm like, no, we don't. I said, ECU's got great fan support. Don't get it wrong.
Awesome.
But LSU's on another level, man.
That's right.
I mean, we're not getting 11,000 fans a game, and I think LSU's a program that probably makes money with their baseball program. And quite honestly, as much passion and enthusiasm there is for ECU baseball, it still loses money every year. As far as if you take the emotion out of it, you just look at it as a business. It doesn't make money at East Carolina, but LSU, it's very possible they might.
And we also just don't have SEC trickle-down dollars.
Correct.
I mean, the football program at LSU is worth who knows how many billions of dollars.
Correct.
We just don't have that trickle down to say, people go, well, if they want to keep Cliff, they need to pay him.
Yeah.
Okay.
ECU's about tapped out, right?
Yeah.
As far as what they can do.
Right, that's kind of like somebody asking me, hey, why didn't you play in the big leagues? Well, it wasn't good enough. So hey, we just need to pay him. Well, that's a very simple way to look at a very complicated situation.
Yeah. So, and one, the money isn't there, and two, it's not just about money; it's about other things too.
Well, and as we have this conversation about a man who's not here to speak for himself, I would venture a guess that right now he doesn't really know. I mean, he knows what's right in front of him. He doesn't know. Cliff Godwin loves this place. I mean genuinely. You don't have to talk to him long to know that. That even if he gets an opportunity to be the head coach at LSU, that's going to be a very difficult decision for him to make.
Do you remember Troy when he was here and he said, "I'll never be the head coach at NC State in North Carolina because I'm a Pirate."
Right.
He would probably say the same for hundreds of schools across this country.
Right.
The problem is, two he might not say that about are the two that we're talking about right now, LSU 1 and potentially Ole Miss. That he probably has a very short list. I don't even know if that list expands beyond those two.
It's probably 5 to 10 schools long that he would entertain.
Right, yeah.
Well,
that he would entertain.
And Mully, you mentioned that he has family here, which he does, but Cliff is a single guy, doesn't have kids. And if you take a job like at LSU, you're making over $1 million a year.
Right.
Their current coach base is $1.2 million, and that's not even including the incentives, the bonuses, and everything else. He could make enough money to fly his dad down every game if he wanted.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of can take it. In some ways, he's not locked in anywhere because he doesn't have a bunch of kids and a family, and they want to stay here. It's just Cliff,
right?
So he is flexible in that way. And hey, look, you can make life-changing money. You coach there for 3-4 years. You could be retired by the age 50 if you want to, but if you're a Cliff Godwin.
Yeah, which would never happen. But yes, to your point, financially, he could do that. And he made a statement to me that I don't think he would mind sharing over the air. I wouldn't share it. But it kind of shed a lot of light. He goes, when we were talking about doing a 5-star project with them, and they were the first ones to get on board because of Cliff's vision, he said, Mully, within reason, I don't really care what it costs. I'm willing to pay for it out of pocket if I have to, because I'm the CEO of this program, and it is my responsibility to invest back in this program to make it the best it can be. There's a certain point where every employee, if you will, and Cliff is obviously an employee of the university, every employee is willing to make a certain amount of investment. It's all relative, but there's a certain point where what you're investing in has to be given back to you. Mm-hmm. And I think, going back to your point, Troy, I don't think that so much is in necessarily compensation for Cliff. It's an investment in the program. If the money's not there, then that means the opportunity will never be what it can be somewhere else where those resources exist.
Yeah,
so,
and I don't want to beat up East Carolina, administrators. I think they're trying to do whatever they can do.
I think so too.
To probably keep him. But when you're going up, it's like if you were coaching basketball and the Lakers come calling.
That's right.
It's hard to turn down the LA Lakers if you're a basketball coach.
That's right.
And they've got a lot of money, a lot of resources and things that they can provide you.
And I don't know if
most places can't.
ECU wouldn't be able to compete anyway financially, probably, but we also are coming off of a terrible financial situation doubled by the COVID situation.
Correct.
So it's
and you got to remember, it wasn't long ago that he had to take a big pay cut.
Yep. And all of them did. They took a 15% cut, and but obviously everybody would love to stay here. I think this program ultimately gets to Omaha. What Cliff has done, whether he's here or not, will do nothing but help that effort.
They'll leave it better than you found it.
And he's 100%. He's done that, and the eyes are open of the community. Let's not lose the fact that we have an incredible associate head coach in Jeff Palumbo. Who knows whether what that situation would bear out, but there are lots of former Pirates that may have interest in this program. It's not the end of the world, it's the end of an era if Cliff moves on. And at some point, we've probably got to face the fact that every year with Cliff is a borrowed year, because this conversation is not going to end. We've seen this before in a little bit different situation. He's kind of the Lincoln Riley right now of college baseball.
Yeah. We did it with Holtz towards those last couple of years too. Yeah. And he eventually went on to USF.
The difference is Lincoln was the hot guy, and he was only an assistant.
Well,
Cliff is the head coach,
but Cliff was
even more experienced.
It was the exact same scenario when Cliff came here. Had no head coaching experience. Yeah. He was the hottest assistant out there, or one of the hottest assistants out there. He comes home. He does what he is what we thought he was.
Yeah,
and he's done what we thought he would do. And now he's got to make some decisions that are in his best interest.
Well, and I think what you said earlier, Mully, that he runs it like a business, and
Absolutely.
he does things that I've been around a lot of coaches here over the last 20, 30 years. And not all coaches do this, where he does things he doesn't have to do.
100%.
And he fundraises for this program better than anyone I've ever seen fundraise for a program. And there's a reason he's able to have an extra fund, because he goes out and makes it happen. And the way they run their banquet and what they do.
No, it's awesome.
People buy into it. And he does a lot of things above and beyond that he doesn't have to do. And that people will never know about, that he helps fund personally with this program.
Well, I'll tell you what, if money's a challenge, I propose that the university give him complete charge of the Pirate Club and baseball and compensate him for those two positions, and that'll take care of the sum of the difference in the compensation.
I've said before, he's one of the best fundraisers we have on campus.
And because he is a Pirate.
Yes.
Let's get a break in. We will come back. More on this topic. Mike Mullis, Troy D here. We'll talk to Stephen Igoe later on in hour number 2. A lot more to go on Pirate Radio Live. We'll be back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Enclave 2021 and save over $6,800 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you want is your air conditioning to not keep the house cool. Face it, the only thing worse than an irritable mother-in-law is a sweaty mother-in-law. So call Delcor to get ready for summer. For a limited time, put no money down and get 12 months same as cash when replacing an HVAC system. Keep your mother-in-law cool. Everybody will thank you. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is James Greenleaf, the General Manager of Delcor Heating, Coolant, and Plumbing. If you've been holding off on replacing your AC unit, I urge you to make that decision now. The factories have warned all their dealers that HVAC equipment delays will get worse as demand exceeds production capabilities this summer. Don't wait until the peak of the summer heat to get your equipment replaced. Let's get your home ready now. We have great financing options available, including same as cash, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Call Delcor at 321-8868 or visit us at DelcorInc.com. Delcor, the service professionals.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
Pirate Radio.
It's important to me that we're able to connect the past, the tradition of East Carolina football, our current roster, and the future of what this program is going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. Shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. In clip, as we head back into the show, just got information that Rick Carlisle of the Dallas Mavericks has informed owner Mark Cuban that he will not return as head coach next season.
One of the longest tenured head coaches in the NBA, not coaching, Mullis.
I was in an elevator with him once.
Oh, yeah? Did you think it was Jim Carrey?
In Memphis.
Because they do look very similar.
We were in Memphis for a football game, and we were staying at the same hotel.
Did you talk to him?
I said hello, but not, just kind of small talk.
Right.
The team was staying on the top floor, and we were sharing the hotel with them.
All right.
They were in that town to play the Grizzlies, I guess.
Troy D's Rick Carlisle story.
Yeah.
Didn't know you had one of those.
Yeah, it was my one moment of hanging out with him.
Mullis, you used the term hanging out way too loosely.
It was for 60 seconds.
He was trying to tell me about the time he hung out with Mike Krzyzewski when really he was just in the same room.
I was like as close to him as I am to Mullis, and we talked. I asked him a question.
That is not hanging out.
I got two questions into Coach K.
Hanging out's like watching a game at a bar, watching a movie.
We shared a moment.
All right, Mullis, how'd Chandler do?
I stumbled to begin with.
Too easy.
You recovered nicely. I would say your inflection and tonation was much improved.
Thank you, Coach.
So stay with that.
When am I going to be a starter?
I mean, that's up to you. How much work you willing to put in?
Wow.
That's right.
Great
Coach.
answer.
That's such a coach answer.
That is a great answer.
I mean, we don't dictate that. I mean, we got 9 spots. Earn one.
All right. You got it, Coach.
Okay.
To that,
I'm ready to go through a brick wall.
All right.
Good stuff. Mike Mullis, who, by the way, got to give Mullis some props, was all over NC State pulling off the upset over Arkansas. And
I said, was this after State got drilled like 28-0 or whatever?
26-1.
26-1. And you said you ran into him. Yeah, after that game.
Ran into him Saturday. I was like, Mullis, maybe you can save a little face here. And he was like, save face? I don't need to save face. They're going to win. That's why they got to win 2. That's why they play 3. He gave me all this stuff. And he basically wrote the script of what was going to happen Saturday and Sunday.
I said, I don't know what was better, Mullis with the great call or Clip with the great impression.
Mullis just immediately gets mad at me and starts spitting fire. And
that was a great call, Mullis.
No,
I don't know anyone that was that thought NC State could pull it out, even NC State fans after that first game.
No, I like the way they're playing. I like them to go deep in the World Series. I mean, they've got some really, really interesting young guys that can swing the bat. They've got the big left-hander that throws so hard with a little funk in his mechanics. And in Arkansas, I'd seen them play several times this year just out of curiosity on Plus, and they would win, but it was not. I kind of felt like they won ugly, and the Cops kid was huge for them. But it was kind of like playing golf with a guy that kind of feels like he scrapes it around, and you go, "What'd you shoot?" He goes, "Oh, I shot even par," and you're like, "Man, I guess he did," but it was kind of ugly. But yeah.
What's your take on Copps and the amount of pitches he threw, and the debate on is the coach wearing him out? I mean,
I don't think it had anything to do with him being worn out. I just think, they just beat him. I mean, he threw one bad pitch, really. Late in the game, he gives up the solo home run. And their guy, Van Hoy, he's kind of an old school guy. He's into, hey, I'm sure they had the conversation, can you go? I was really, really surprised when he went 2 1/3 the night before, then comes back out and goes deep into the game.
Starts and goes like 8 innings.
8 innings and throws like 135 pitches in that outing or something. So, I mean, when you have a high strikeout guy like that, that's going to happen. It's so interesting, too. People go, well, if his number, look at his numbers, look at this, he should be the number 1 pick or a high draft pick, not necessarily rocker or lighter. And he's the Copps kid's probably a 4th or 5th round pick. His fastball's not overly dominant, and he's not going to get away with some of that stuff that he gets away with in pro ball.
All right, Molly, let's College World Series starting this weekend. Let's get it down to your prediction for the 2 final teams. Who's going to be in the finals of this thing? Who do you think matches up?
You know what? I can't even answer that because I haven't looked at the brackets the way that they shake out. If Clip can pull them up, we'll make it. I will tell you,
brackets, who are your 2 favorite
I think
teams?
State's there very, very late. I think.
What about Vandy?
I don't know what side of the pool they're on. So, obviously, if they're on the same side, that would.
So you think State would beat Vandy if they?
I like them to beat them.
Wow.
Hey, the other thing we saw, Vandy, our pitching was good. And we dominated their offense. And then even against Wisenhunt, they weren't terribly offensive, and he was basically a one-trick pony with the changeup that day.
Yeah.
He gets into the 5th, and they make the move, but they never really showed those signs of life that you would expect from the offense. So I like so Vandy and answer your question, Vandy and State are on the same side of the bracket. I'm going to tell you, man, I think Tennessee has a ton of pitching depth.
How many got to win to get to the championship?
1, 2, 3, and then up.
So we will see Vandy throw another pitcher.
If you stay undefeated, and that that's the same thing with State. State's got like 2 really good guys, and then it's kind of, who knows? I like NC State. I think the most exciting best of 3 would be NC State and Tennessee. And Tennessee really moves the baseball.
They can also jack it.
I'm saying they move the baseball, and it would be. I think that would be both those teams play with a. Ellie David doesn't necessarily display or the chip that I can't even think of the head guy at Tennessee. That dude's got like some swagger. He's comes across as a younger minded dude. I think he is younger, but
he has good in-game interviews. I saw that over the weekend.
Oh, look, and he's gotten in people's face. I mean, there's been nearly a fist fight, whatever. So I think the most interesting and the 2 teams that I will watch the most closely will be NC State and Tennessee.
And Molly, I like the way you describe Elliott Avent, where you call him a great coach, but he's kind of aloof.
I didn't call him a great coach.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Describe how you described Elliott Avent to me.
Which time?
Most recently.
Yeah, I think he is a little bit of aloof and kind of almost like, what just happened? We're up. We're up, man. This is cool.
But he has success. He's got numbers to back it up. But you say he's just kind of like. Was it Mr. Magoo or whatever?
He's kind of a mystery. He's just kind of like
walking around.
Hey, man, yeah.
Shows up at the ballpark accidentally.
This is
great. We had a game today.
Did I put the right uniform on?
Well, I'm going to give all the credit to former Pirate Ben Sanderson, who's on the staff with him there. So we'll give Benny Boy the dap on that. But yeah, he just is kind of. He and Elliott's a Rocky Mount, like Nash County guy. He's got some ties back to the area. My father-in-law knows his family really well from the Red Oak area. So anyway, there's the local ties if NC State isn't local enough. But I like those 2 teams, and I thoroughly enjoy watching NC State play. I mean, they get after it.
I love these pressure situations. Arkansas was not the only team to start a closer, and like these coaches go into it and say, "It's just another ball game. We're not going." But it's like all hands on deck. They do different things they normally wouldn't do. Famously, Troy was it Randy Mazie that put in a Lawhorn brother to pitch.
Trevor Lawhorn at South Carolina.
Yeah, and we were all going, "What is he doing?"
It
almost worked.
And well, that in that situation, it doesn't almost work. That's like saying I'm almost pregnant, or it either works or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I think there were a lot of people that were in that dugout with them that are going, because you got to remember, I think Matt Bishop was like a freshman All-American out of the bullpen. He's down there. The bullpen had barely been used. That was the South Carolina bullpen was ready to go, and next thing you know, it's
is that just a coach kind of freaking out in the moment?
That's a guy that maybe going with his gut, and I mean, he made a call, and I don't think I will tell you this.
Well, it's one of those calls. If it worked, he's a legend.
Yeah, I mean, if it worked, here's the deal. Coaches, especially maybe in baseball more than any other sport, coaches can really only lose games. I mean, it's you make a move that blows up on you. Because if Trevor Lawhorn goes out there and gets those outs, Trevor Lawhorn won the game. But it did work out, so we're talking about Randy Batesy.
Right.
So, I mean, it's I don't think you see that as much in many other sports. But because the moves are so much more visible, there's a break in the action, somebody's got to go out, all of a sudden you see another dude standing on the mound. That it's so but, yeah, that was one of those really, I mean, that was kind of okay, and I remember exactly where I was when that took place, and then there was some question about how to play the defense behind them, holding the runner at first, not holding the runner at first, and anyway.
Would you say that was the most puzzling move in ECU Pirate history? I mean, has there been a weirder move than that?
I mean, other than maybe some hires that have been made that are pretty puzzling
on the field. Baseball.
On the field. Baseball, yeah. There's probably some other ones that had they not worked out, you would go, really? That was kind of an interesting deal. But that one would be in the top three for sure, regardless of working out or not working out. And Clip, you talk about that. We saw Cam Colmore, pitching early in games or making a start. What was it, the Memphis weekend? Mm-hmm. So you kind of get in that situation. And look, those 4-game series, I can promise you this, there's not a coach in the conference that wants to go back and have to do that again, because that will make you do some stuff on Sunday that is completely against the baseball rule book. So it's you got to do what you got to do, and it's whatever you feel like puts you an opportunity to win the game right then. In baseball, so much a matchup sport. So but Cops, that was definitely interesting. And what is it? I always think about this. What's the message that sends to the other 13 guys on the pitching staff? Hold on, man. So you're telling me that this dude at 75% is better than me at 100%?
Hadn't started all year.
Yeah.
And he's out there going 8 innings.
And maybe that's when the transfer portal door opens up and some of these guys find themselves somewhere else to play.
Mully, we ran out of time. We can't talk Major League Baseball, which I'm sure
you're probably happy about.
You don't like Major League Baseball. If you choose to do so, Mully, you'll be able to watch some golf in prime time the next 4 nights.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
they're out in San Diego.
Yeah, and they got pushed back today. Had a fog delay. So, there'll be golf on till, bedtime.
There you go. Mully, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, hey, quick shout out to my son. My youngest one went to football camp over at Coach Houston's camp this week. Man, he had a great time. And I will say that staff, and it was primarily the younger guys in the staff, including Coach Kirkpatrick was out there. But he
acts like a younger guy.
Yeah, man, they were rock stars keeping those kids engaged, and they had a great time, and it was really a cool thing to see, and gave my son a great 3 days, so I much appreciate it.
They're bringing back the ladies' clinic. Your wife could attend that next month.
Yeah, I don't know if she'd have the same level of excitement, but maybe
just offering.
Now, I will tell you, if my son thinks he can go, he would go. He's in. He's in. And I think he's going to do.
So he's back on the football bandwagon.
Yeah, and he's going to do.
I know you're kind of a baseball guy.
Yeah, and he's talking about he probably will do Cliff's camp, and he just he's getting to where coming out of COVID, he's like, dude, I'll do anything. Like what can I do?
Cliff's camp is still on. We understand.
Yeah, Cliff's camp.
Want to make sure.
Y'all see they're blowing the field up.
I saw a bunch of mounds of dirt over there. I was going to ask him what was going on next time I saw him.
Yeah, they're doing some type of refurb work. I don't know if so, but it's they have taken the infield back quite a ways. It looks like they're either gonna lay some type of surface in there. It looks like potentially sod. They got the sod guys out there, so hopefully we still get to see baseball played on grass here at Clark LeClaire.
We shall see. Mully, and hope you and your sons enjoy the football season. I talked to my dad on Friday. He's biting the bullet and going back in on basketball tickets. So
yeah,
we hope the Mullies can join us.
We're
game.
in. I greatly appreciate that. That was a lot of fun.
Good deal. All right, Troy,
I'll see you.
I got Igoe coming up.
Yeah, I'll
you gonna take a break?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in hour 3.
Take a breather.
Yeah, tell Igoe I said hello.
I will. We'll do.
Okay.
We'll talk to him on the other side. Mully, we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, man. Sounds good.
All righty. And Chandler, Shirley, myself will rejoin you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The college football magazines are out. We'll tell you what Athlons is predicting for the Pirates right after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Denton Hardy, also known as the Closed Hand.
Back in 2013, there was no F3 here in Greenville. I didn't even know about F3. F3 was only, I think, a couple years old, even in Charlotte. And I've been working out on my own, doing running, lifting weights, doing different things for about 10 years. I was kind of looking for some way to test myself.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
ECU was picked 8th in the 11-team AAC this fall with an Athlons prediction of 5-7 overall and 3-5 in league play. Pirates on the all-league preseason team include second-team offensive players running back Rajay Harris and receiver Tyler Snead. 2 second-team defensive players include linebacker Xavier Smith and corner Jaquan McMillan. Tyler Snead is also a second-team kick returner. Among position groups, ECU's quarterbacks and wide receivers and tight ends all ranked at number 4 in the league. The bad news, ECU's offensive line and defensive line is ranked 10th out of 11 squads. ECU's opening game opponent, Appalachian State, is picked to win the Sun Belt, and Marshall, ECU's third game opponent, is picked to win Conference USA's East Division. The Pirates have had 6 consecutive losing seasons, and that streak needs to end this year. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come express the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Chan Man, thank you. Shirley Rhodes alongside as well. Troy D will be back at 5 o'clock. We'll talk to the new ECU head men's golf coach, Kevin Williams, back for, I believe Shirley said earlier this week, his third stint at ECU. That's awesome.
The Steve Shankwilder of golf.
There he is.
Twice with the women, once with the men.
Kevin Williams will join us. Also, Jeff Gravley, now with NC State Athletics, will join us live from Omaha. We'll talk College World Series. Pirates just missing out this year after falling in the Nashville Super Regional. Stephen Igoe was there covering that. Now he's trying to follow what's going on with LSU's coaching search because Cliff Godwin's name is certainly in the mix. Stephen Igoe joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Stephen, how you doing, man?
Doing good, guys. Just another day of kind of sitting around monitoring social media, making some calls, sending some texts, but nothing new to really report at this point outside of a bunch more speculation.
Do we know at this point if Cliff Godwin has interviewed yet or is scheduled to interview with LSU, Stephen?
Have not confirmed that to this point. There was some report out from an LSU podcast, which has been kind of all over the place throughout their search, that he was scheduled to interview today, but that has not been confirmed at this point. So, I kind of take that with grain of salt. Maybe they're accurate, maybe not, but they also said, like, the job was Pat Casey's at one point and all this stuff. So,
all right.
Obviously we know he's in play. I don't know the timeline of a potential interview. I don't know if he would go to Baton Rouge to do it or just do it remotely or over Zoom. So a lot of uncertainty that he's definitely at least in play.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us. Any names outside of Godwin and Bianco at this point, Stephen? Because there's still, of course, baseball to be played in Omaha with some really good coaches there. I mean, from what you've heard, in your opinion, do you think it's down to these two, or could there be more names in the mix?
That's a good question. I think it's just it's hard to say. I mean, Godwin and Bianco are the two names that are out there, but like you said, their seasons have come to an end. So maybe it's by design that their names are out there. And Woodward, the LSU AD, might be trying to keep, let's say they make a run at the Tennessee coach or make a run at Corbin at Vanderbilt. They might be trying to, talk to these guys or put their names out there until after they're done playing in Omaha. So I wouldn't put anything by LSU. You're talking about probably the premier job in college baseball. Tennessee has yet to finalize a raise for their head coach, Vitello, but all signs point to them doing whatever they can to keep him. And then, of course, the Vanderbilt situation, their guys pretty much built a semi-dynasty there. He's getting paid well over $1 million, so money would not be the issue for him. It would just, I guess, be more about wanting to move on to a different challenge. But as of right now, I think the two names that are out there, Bianco and Cliff Godwin, kind of look like the most realistic candidates at this time, as well as the actual names that are out there.
Stephen Igoe joining us. There is a long, lengthy thread on Hoist the Colors that Igoe put out, I guess today. Is that when you put out? No, it was yesterday. The latest buzz on Cliff Godwin's future as the head coach of ECU. It's already 6 pages long, so multiple threads talking about it right now on HTC. Igoe, Ronnie got some quotes from John Gilbert, ECU Athletics Director, and it was pretty basic. And he said what we all know, how important Cliff is to not only East Carolina, but the community around here, the baseball community, the fan base, everybody in between. And, I'm sure how many times I go this week have you seen, well, just give Cliff a raise and everything will be fine. Like, ECU is pretty stretched thin, right, on what they can add on to what they've already given Godwin. I mean, they can throw out some assurances of, hey, in the next 2 years we could do this, or down the line we'll do this, but that's about all they have right now is credit at this point, right, Igoe?
Yeah, I just think that the well has run dry. I mean, it's, for the most part, it's, maybe they can get creative with some outside-the-box guarantees or promises or whatnot, but you also don't want to make promises you can't keep, because then that makes coaches unhappy in the long run and can make them angry even more. It's probably better to just be honest, but hey, look, we'll support you, do whatever we can to make this program as best as possible, but our checkbook only goes so far in a non-revenue sport. And I do think there is something to the argument that even though East Carolina doesn't make money off baseball, I think the recognition that Cliff Godwin has brought to the university and the pride it's brought to the university of having such a successful program has made a huge difference. Just in terms of notoriety, when the athletics department as a whole has really struggled. And so even though ECU doesn't make money off baseball, I think in some ways he definitely earns every penny he makes. So, but I did check with a few sources today. He's due for a number of bonuses based on performance for this year on top of his salary. And from my understanding, he will get those bonus checks. And if he stays the head coach at ECU, will get a retention bonus in October. If you remember, of course, there was the furloughs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that they will, obviously try and compensate him for that success, even though, those bonuses were waived at one point in time. But they're going to do everything they can to keep their baseball coach.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. The Pirates not in Omaha this weekend, Igoe, as the action will get underway on Saturday. Once again, close, but could not get past Vanderbilt. And now we looked ahead to next season, did a very early look to next season when we joined you on Tuesday. Also talked about players who are leaving the program. Any other names in the portal for ECU baseball, Igoe, since we last talked?
I'm trying to think. So we talked about A.J. Wilson on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, and Shirley had mentioned, I believe, was it, and I don't want to get it wrong. Never mind, I'm not even going to say it. I don't want to, was it Nabholz?
One was St. Laurent.
St. Laurent.
St. Laurent and Nate Nabholz, I believe, Igoe, were a couple names, right?
Maybe St. Laurent is following Cliff Godwin to LSU. He's got a perfect name for it.
He does. By the way, I don't remember saying his name this year. Did he play at all?
No, he was redshirting. So he was a pretty highly recruited kid, but that decision was made before the Super Regional.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mutual parting of ways there. And then I don't know the story on Nabholz, but he also entered the portal before the Super Regional.
Okay.
So you had some roster reconstruction going on. That's the thing. Obviously Coach Godwin, he's tied to this LSU deal, and he is a candidate, but he's still preparing for next year. I mean, they're out recruiting. His staff is, and they're trying to figure out next year's roster because they're projected to be pretty well over the 35 right now. So you're trying to figure out the draft, who's coming, who's going, just a whole lot up in the air. So they're dealing with that right now. Juggling a college baseball roster is not easy, to say the least, with the scholarship limit and the roster size limit.
Igoe, we talked to Ryan Meadows a couple times this week, RV, Ronald Vincent, also Jason Mills, as the high school baseball playoffs are going on. And I believe Cliff Godwin was finally able to go watch a live high school baseball game earlier this week, right? Can the coaches, baseball coaches, finally get these guys face-to-face and talk to them now?
Yeah, we had some of that in the article I posted. He was on the road Tuesday watching a signee for next year. Jeff Palumbo on the road. He's been, I think, in across the state of North Carolina and South Carolina, now is in Atlanta watching the travel tournament. So lots of recruiting going on, and it's just been so long since those guys get out and see talent firsthand. They've been taking commitments, based off their sources and based off hearsay, and but I mean, especially in baseball, it's just so tough to tell how a guy plays, especially if he's pitching or hitting. I mean, you can only tell so much from videos. So I think it's invaluable that they're getting out there and doing this recruiting. And the other thing, too, their 2022 and 2023 classes are pretty well set and look really strong. And I think it is important, hopefully, whether Cliff Godwin ends up staying or leaving, they need to keep that recruiting class together because I think that is going to be the backbone of the future of the team. I think they've got some real good guys that continue to keep this program at the level it is. If you lose Godwin and don't retain Palumbo, you're going to have some decommitments, and that could be an issue.
I don't know if you heard the comments from Jason Mills earlier this week on the show talking about Dixon Williams, but he said he is a class of 2022 East Carolina commitment. He said that he didn't think he'd ever see a hitter the caliber of Bryant Packard after he left Conley and went to East Carolina, and then Dixon Williams came along and said this guy. We talk a lot, Igoe. You talk about how Moylan is pretty rare in the way he can come in and play right away. A lot of these guys, it takes time. We talked about Connor Norby as a freshman hitting in the 100s and then the growth he made over time. But just something to keep an eye on a year down the road, Igoe, Dixon Williams, who potentially could come in and be one of those right away guys for ECU.
Yeah, he's a guy that I'm really intrigued by. And when they got his commitment, I was told he was, good. But I think he's just continued to improve since then. Bats left-handed. I have not seen him in person. I want to get out and check him out because I've heard that, really good bat, solid approach at the plate, good power. I'm not 100% sure what position he'll play in college, but, kind of seen as a middle infielder, could probably end up playing on the corner somewhere if needed. But he's, that 2022 class is shaping up to be pretty special, just based off what I've heard. I think Perfect Game, I looked it up today, they have 6 top 500 recruits nationally, including 3 in the top 300 in that 2022 class. So you've got some pretty premier talent in that cycle. Dixon Williams is one of those guys, and he's a guy that could continue to move up that list. But as far as local talents go, I mean, him and obviously Matthew Mateus, also at Conley, committed to UNC, are 2 guys that are going to take Conley a long way.
Steven, appreciate your time today. Have a great weekend. We'll reconvene with you next week here on Pirate Radio Live.
All right, guys. You'll have a good one.
You too. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We will have a big hour 3 for you. Should I ask Chandler what we're giving away in the booty bag today, Shirley? Who knows?
Sure, I can make up my mind.
Who do I ask? What do I do?
Well, let's see if he's paying attention.
To what we've given away this week?
Yes.
Okay. Chandler, what are we giving away today?
Oh, right now I was going to wait till the break so I can kind of study it.
Do you need to break to think about it?
No. You just
We're not going to give it away right now. I just want to know what we'll be giving away in hour 3.
All right, I know we gave away a car wash.
That one we're not giving away.
All right, we've given away.
How about a $40 gift card to Familia?
Shirley?
I'm down with it.
All right. Good call.
Let's go, baby.
We're going to do that in hour 3 of today's show. Chan Man and I and Shirley had some awesome Familia pizza. Did you ever try the buffalo chicken, Shirley? I know you went with the cheese.
I went with the cheese. I never got a chance to get the buffalo chicken.
Well,
you missed out.
You didn't get a chance because you didn't get in soon enough because we ate all of it.
I figured you guys would polish it off, so I should have got in when I had the chance.
Did you get a chance to try any of the buffalo wings?
No.
Neither did I because Chandler ate all those by himself. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
That's a fact. But I was sitting there like, all right, they're not eating any of these. I guess they don't want them. I'm just going to go all in.
You went Joey Chestnut on them and took them down.
They say I am the Joey Chestnut of chicken wing eating.
That is what they say. So we will give away a $40 gift card to Familia in hour 3. Also, Troy D will be back. Kevin Williams, ECU Golf, and Jeff Gravley, NC State Athletics, live in Omaha. Big hour 3 on the way. We're back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
the Pirate Radio Podcast.
Professional wrestler Action Mike Jackson.
As soon as I walked out of that ring and back to the dressing room, the boss came to me and said, "Look, can you do the next 3 TV tapings for us?" I think they thought 71 years old, I'll just go out there and wallow around and not do anything. But, I'm diving through ropes. I'm walking the top rope. I'm doing hurricanrana head scissors. And it amazed them. And the whole locker room came out and gave me a standing ovation.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's 1 pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. Only 20 minutes from Greenville, the Tarboro River Bandits have a beautiful stadium, family and kid-friendly atmosphere, great food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer in the East. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Chandler. I'm glad Mullis not here.
That was brutal.
That was a tough one. Got through it.
Tarboro River Bandits.
What do you think Mully would say if he was here?
Son.
Chandler. Oh.
That was...
you got to do better than that, son.
Man.
Son, I was complimenting you the last time, and then...
You're like a blind goat in a horse race.
There you go.
So probably something random like that.
Now you're at the end of the bench again, son.
Yeah. All right. Big hour 3 on tap. Troy D is back from his 15-minute sabbatical.
Yes. Well,
you have a good break?
Fast. I did. I thought about hanging out with you and Igoe, but then I was like, you know what? I don't want to over-talk my time here.
You got a full hour coming up.
Yeah. So figure I'll let you and I know you and Igoe have a thing, so I don't want to get in the way of that.
A red hot bromance? Is that what we have?
Whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Anything new on Cliff?
Since we last talked?
Yeah.
No, not that I'm aware of.
So. We're on the Cliff Watch.
Cliff Watch 2021.
Minute by minute updates here on Pirate Radio.
We will talk about it.
I will tell you, a lot of people are talking about it. Everywhere I go in town, that's all that I get asked.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Imagine when Cliff goes around town.
I feel bad too because people keep asking, so is he going or staying? And I just kind of say 50-50. Like this guy will ask me, I'll say, oh, he's staying. This guy, oh, he's gone. So I'll be right to like half of the people that ask me.
So do you think anybody's got the guts to ask Cliff like when they see him around town? I think some people will be like, Coach, you can't leave, and then other people won't want to say anything about it.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird deal.
Yeah,
but we will talk to who we are calling Troy, the Steve Shankweiler of golf. How do you like that moniker for Kevin Williams? I didn't realize this would be stint number 3 at ECU.
Yeah, it also reminds me of other coaches that have left and come back. Donnie Kirkpatrick.
Donnie K, yep.
Coach Jeff Connors, strength and conditioning coach, left and came back. There's been an
illustrious list.
Yeah, there's been a number of coaches throughout history that have left and come back. None more than probably Steve Shankweiler.
Yeah, he's got the medal, the gold medal.
If there are more, and I know we've left
Shirley
a bunch of people
said Coach Joe Dooley.
Joe Dooley. Yeah, there's a bunch of coaches on the football staff now that have come back.
He's no longer
Dale Steele.
He's no longer on the staff, but Kirk Dahl was a second stint.
Rick Smith.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
Coaches love East Carolina.
Yep.
Then they just want to come back.
Wonder what Rick Smith would say about his passion and love to come back to not only East Carolina, but to be retired in Greenville.
Well, I for sure won't go and retire in Tampa.
It's too hot.
I don't know why in the hell I went with Skip there. We only won 3 conference games in 2 years. but guess what? He sure did beat. He sure enjoyed beating Notre Dame. But then I came back to ECU and I said, you know what? I could enjoy some cold Budweisers here. So I settled down.
All right. That's pretty good, Faux Rick Smith there. Thank you, Coach Faux Rick Smith.
Kevin Williams coming up, Troy D, and also Jeff Gravley going to join us live from Omaha.
Yeah, this will be our first live Omaha report.
Correct.
Yeah, this year.
He's with the Pac-9.
Unfortunately, it's with the NC State guy.
Yeah, about the worst case scenario. Now that you mention it.
But I got
sure you want to do this at 5:30?
Well, I will. Full disclosure,
it
was your idea, and I was like, but I did say, hey, good idea. Gravley's a friend of the program, and look, Jeff's a good friend of mine. I like Jeff a lot.
Yeah. I know you guys have.
And he would still be at WRAL if they weren't a bunch of jerks, probably, is my guess.
Ooh,
so,
all right.
I'm not going to
full disclosure. I said, Troy, I don't want to throw State of Parade, but you want to try to get Gravley on.
Yeah.
So, we don't like doing this necessarily, but we like Jeff.
Correct. And it is newsworthy. Look, NC State is a hot team right now. They're in the World Series, and I think there's a lot of State fans that do listen to us. So we'll throw them a bone.
And we'll be seeing the Pack on the field next season, I believe. Cliff Godwin said he and Elliot Avent had come together.
Assuming they're both here and the schedule's set.
Sure. Well, if the schedule's set, that's a good point.
What if Elliot Avent wins the national championship and he's the hot coach?
We got to bring Mullis back in to talk about Elliott Avent if that's the case.
What did he call him, Coach?
He's just
What did he say?
he's aloof.
Yeah, but you compared him to somebody.
I said Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo, yes. Now every time I see Elliott Avent, I'm going to think of Mr. Magoo.
All right, this is our short segment, by the way.
Short segment. Good break management.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Kevin Williams joins us after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Encore GX 2021 and save over $3,500 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above. If Jersey Mike's turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's, because premium meat makes a sub above.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square, Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your wild cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't.
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in 0 sugar. That's what I like.
The Kinetic Physical Therapy Live Well for Life group kicks off summer 2021 with a bang this Saturday, June 19th at Boyd Lee Park with the Walk This Way event. Walk This Way is a free in-person event where family and friends come out and exercise together by way of walking and running. This 2-hour family fun event will be filled with laughs, sweat, fun raffles, and free goodies. Bring a friend to have some fun in the sun this Saturday, June 19th at Boyd Lee Park at 9 a.m. For more information, visit kptonline.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is former ECU football player Bryce Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. E&S Hemp Company is the premier CBD store in the area. E&S Hemp has helped hundreds of people with joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more. E&S only sells the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp products on the market. Visit them today on Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or online at enshempcompany.com. Now back to the show. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Got a great giveaway coming up. A $40 gift card to Familia can be yours at the end of this segment. We'll also talk to Jeff Gravley later on this hour. But Troy D, right now we'll talk to the newest head coach for East Carolina University, who was a previous coach at ECU.
What's old is new again. A familiar name, a familiar face. Let's go to the Fixed NC Live Line. Coach Kevin Williams back with us. It's been a couple years, but Coach, welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks, Troy and Cliff. I'm excited to be back. There's no place like home, and so this whole week has been amazing. And after we announced it on Tuesday, actually, it's been pretty overwhelming and humbling, all the messages, phone calls, social media posts that I have received, and it just makes a person feel welcome and knows that it was the right decision to make, to come back. And I'm really fired up to get going and actually, be honest with you, finish kind of where I started. I coached men's golf when I first got to East Carolina. And so I'm really fired up to get going, and we've got a great team, a good group of players returning, and really excited for the future.
That's right. I remember when you were the men's coach, and of course, most recently you were the women's coach here. You left East Carolina to become an assistant at South Carolina, for folks that don't know. You were there a couple years, and now they're coming back to take over the men's program again. What led the decision to leave East Carolina in the first place, and what brought you back?
Well, I think the opportunity to work for a top 10 program at the University of South Carolina women's program. Kaylin Anderson has done a great job down here. And actually 75% of this year, we were number one team in the country. So it was, obviously from a professional standpoint, I thought it was a really good move. And then coming back, it's home. I missed home the last 2 years. I mean, this place is great. Professionally, the job was wonderful. But, it's not Eastern North Carolina. It's not Greenville. It's not East Carolina University. And I missed home a lot. My wife misses home. And so it's pretty special for us to be able to come back.
Well, absolutely. And everybody that I've talked to that knows you, Kevin's excited to have you back. You were such a likable coach when you were here. So I know Pirate Nation is glad to have you back with us again. Once again, we're talking to Coach Kevin Williams. He is going to be the new ECU men's golf coach. Kevin, when do you officially take over?
Well, my first day on the job is July 1st, but my phone's been blowing up with contacts in North Carolina and actually even overseas, working recruiting for the class of 22. And so just trying to make some contacts on the men's side, so to speak, because I've been making those contacts on the women's side. And the nice thing about that is most of those contacts I'm dealing with, they're dealing with guys and girls. So it's been a pretty seamless transition as far as that, and trying to get information from them for recruiting, and obviously getting to know the players on our team now. We had a Zoom call the other day, and 7 of the 12 members of the team are playing in the North Carolina Amateur right now in Raleigh. And so it's just trying to get to know those guys this summer, and then hit the recruiting trail and checking out the talent for the 22 and 23 classes.
Kevin, I'd say without question the most notable ECU golf alum right now, Harold Varner III, HV3 as folks like to call him. What's your relationship like with him? And hey, is there another HV3 in the ranks at East Carolina that can help put ECU on the map again?
Well, number one, I hope so. But I don't think we can say what Harold said on his phone call to me on Monday morning when he found out. As you know, Harold's a colorful character and a great guy, and obviously I was coaching the women's team when he was on the men's team, and he actually even jumped on the Zoom call with the team on Monday afternoon, and he's fired up. And listen, that makes me feel so good that he is so fired up about me being the coach of the program that, he's done a lot for, and he loves East Carolina like I do. And it's just amazing to have his support. And again, him talking to the current players on the team now and giving his support, putting it behind me, it was really nice, really special.
Kevin Williams joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Coach, a few weeks ago, I got to know Dortea Forbrig. We had her here on Pirate Radio Live, and, of course, she was part of the group of golfers that was unable to compete in the national championships, and then Barstool Sports got together through an event out there in Arizona, and she was able to go there. And, Coach, I know you were here with Dortea. I guess I actually brought her in from Norway, which shows you're a heck of a recruiter. But what did you make of that whole ordeal, and how proud are you of what she was able to accomplish as an individual golfer?
Well, it was a shame for everybody who was at the Baton Rouge Regional, really, that they didn't get to play. I actually was chairman of the Division I All-American Committee this year, and there were some young ladies that got affected in a negative way by not being able to play in that regional. They were right on the cut line of being named an All-American, and not being able to play really hurt them from that standpoint. And it was just a shame. I think when you're hosting the regionals like we hosted a regional in 2010, you have to do everything in your power to play. It's disappointing they didn't. I'm not sure that I wasn't there, so I don't want to say that they didn't do the right things. But it was really, really neat for Barstool to step up, and for everybody I've talked to who's been at who played in the event, they just said it was unbelievable, first class, and such a special way for them to close out their career for some of the seniors.
Kevin, golf is one of those sports. If you're into it, you're into it, and if you're not, people are maybe casual observers. So they may not be folks listening to us right now, experts about what's going on with the ECU golf program. What are your expectations as you take this program over, and how far can you take it?
Well, I mean, North Carolina is as you know, from a golf standpoint, is a rich state with talent. We've got a tremendous amount of golf courses here in the state. Obviously, Pinehurst is obviously known worldwide, so that's something you sell because we're not very far from it. But, I want to play for the national championship. I was there this year with the University of South Carolina, and I don't mean to sound like bragging, but it was interesting going to South Carolina these last 2 years. I felt like I was a pretty good coach when I left, but you're not quite sure where you are when you judge yourself individually. But what I learned about myself being at South Carolina is I'm a really good coach, and I'm ready for the challenge of taking our team back to Greyhawk and competing for a national championship. And we're going to do all we can with the resources that John Gilbert and the Pirate Club have given us, and we have a great situation here with golf courses. Being here at South Carolina the last 2 years, we've got an unbelievable practice facility, but the closest golf course for us, our kids to drive to, is 20 minutes. And I'm telling you, Cliff and Troy, I mean, that's a long drive. There's 20 minutes one way. You're talking about city traffic. Yeah. And that's really tough for these student athletes, basically waste an hour out of their day in the car. And so we've got a great situation. Coach Sapp, who's a good buddy of mine, it was the previous coach, he talked about how great a situation we had here, and it was better than what UNC had as far as golf courses are concerned. So that's our biggest selling point. And then you guys know it's the community. Geez, I mean, the people that in Eastern North Carolina, it's different, and I think, obviously I know Eastern North Carolina, and I'm an Eastern North Carolina guy, and so it's exciting for me. It's easy for me to sell coming to East Carolina, and the sky's the limit. I mean, we can achieve whatever we want to and put our mind to, and everybody's going to be behind you and supporting you. I mean, obviously, nobody cheered any louder than I did for Cliff and the guys this weekend in Nashville, and we just have tremendous support, and we're going to play off of that. We're going to play off the momentum we have right now with me coming back, and there's some nice positive movement in that direction, and some things we need to do facility-wise that I feel like can help us get over the top and make us one of the, somebody that's relevant in the national golf scene.
Kevin Williams joining us. Kevin, we got the U.S. Open on here on the TV in the Pirate Radio studios. Do you have a list of guys you enjoy watching, and also maybe a list of guys you want your players to emulate on the golf course? Who do you like to follow?
Well, Dustin Johnson. He's just known. Obviously HV3 is our guy. And I'll never forget talking to Press McFall, Coach Harold, and I said, well, what is it that Harold has? And Press thought for a second. He says, he's not scared. And that's how I want our guys to play. Dustin Johnson, he could care less if he hits the ball in the water. He's going to try to hit it over the water. And so he's not scared to make those mistakes, and that's the way Harold is. And that's the kind of way we want to play fearless, and we want to be trusting of what we're doing. And that's the kind of guys I want our kids to emulate, the Dustin Johnsons and the Harold Varners of the world.
Yeah, I'm not scared to play either. I just put the ball in the water and just grab another one on the other side of that lake. So I play, Coach.
You need all your players to have the confidence of Troy D.
Coach, could you help me like one round when you come back? Because like I feel like I've got the ability. I tell Clip all the time, I just don't have the time to play. But when I do play like once or twice a year, people are like, "You're a really good golfer for a guy that only plays once a year." You know, I heard that from Tony Collins, Clip. That's not me saying it. That's other people. What do you think? One round with me to maybe firm up my my Super Bowl game?
It might take more than that. You know, I used to give Brian Bailey lessons when I was there before, and he came and got one lesson, and I played, I think, 9 holes with him, and he doesn't talk to me since then.
I can see Bailey being a head case, Troy. You say I could see him.
My biggest problem, Coach, is I'm playing with the same clubs, and you know how it's kind of like if it's stuff lasts if you take care of it. But I'm playing with the same clubs like I've had since I like the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
And I realized that. And I realized that even though I've got Tommy Armour clubs and a Titleist driver, but it's like 20-year-old technology. It'd be like having a cell phone that's 20 years old. I feel that my biggest thing that's holding me back is my equipment. I need new clubs.
You need to come off some of that money and buy some clubs.
I need to get your coach's discount to see when we need to get some new drivers and stuff. Exactly. But all right, well, we'll talk more about that when we see you. We wish you the best of luck. Great to have you back. We look forward to having you back in Greenville, and we're excited to hear this news. I think it's a great hire for East Carolina. You do great stuff in the community too, not just about golf, but always an awesome representative of East Carolina University. So welcome back home officially.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. There is Kevin Williams on the Fix and See Live line. Good interview, and Troy might have worked himself into a free lesson and free gear.
Yeah, well, that would be free gear, but maybe I could get a discount just because I don't feel like making a huge investment because I can't play all the time. But I feel if I had new gear, like, you know, those guys probably rotate gear out every year. I'd buy their old, you know how like the uniform sale.
Yeah, dude, they like, probably have some stuff.
I'll chip into the golf program. Give me your used clubs. Y'all don't need it. I'll take it. It would be new to me. It's old to them. Let's work out a deal. I think it's a win-win.
I think that's a terrible excuse. I use my grandfather's pings, and he got them in the mid-'90s, and I still use them to this day.
Wow, Chandler coming out hot.
Damn.
It's not about the equipment.
That's a little aggressive.
It's not about. Do not blame the golf club.
I have borrowed other people's drivers that, and I at the
now
time,
I will say
I had
that
the
is
biggest
true.
Titleist. It was the Titleist 360. It was the biggest driver. No, it was the I forget what it was.
It was the best around.
Yeah, at the time. But then I put my friend's driver next to it, and it's 3 times as big. And I'm telling you, Ray Charles could drive the ball good with this new driver. It's so big. And I need, if nothing else, I think I need a new driver. But I could probably, my clubs are okay, but I think the irons, but I think if I had new irons, I'd feel more confident, you know, look good, play good, feel good type of deal. It would help. It's new technology. I am playing with technology that's 20 years old.
I'm a good driver.
I thought Big Daddy was your driver. All right.
That was a Rain Man reference there.
I like that Chandler, I think it's that chair, Troy, because he's starting to act like Shirley.
Yeah.
Sit in that chair.
Wow.
He's getting a little feisty.
Yeah, what else we do?
Start yelling at you whenever you tell me to do something.
Start wearing soccer shirts.
Hey, don't be knocking my soccer shirts.
Hey, Chandler, can you open up the booty bag? Oh,
wow.
The Shirley sigh.
Yeah, legendary.
Do you know where it is? Nope, that's not it. It's literally, there you go.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Remember, it's not just a sigh, Chandler. It's a sigh with the eye roll. You got to have the two in combo if you're going to be Shirley now.
Now be careful because the eye roll, you can hurt yourself with the eye roll.
Yeah. Might have been why your neck was hurting earlier this week.
That's exactly why.
Shirley's the only person that can injure herself in an eye roll. It's so massive.
Aggressive eye rolling. All right, 317-1250. Chandler, we're giving away a $4 gift card.
That's right.
What caller are we looking
Let's
for?
go with caller number 10.
A $4 gift card?
$4
$40 gift card.
40. Fold it.
To Familia?
Familia.
That's right. That's huge.
Fire Tower
I had
Road.
dinner there a couple nights ago. Got the pizza. It was excellent. The whole crew loved it.
Good deal. And you can be a winner if you are caller number 10. We'll be back with Jeff Gravley when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the Advanced and the Competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero, 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Do you find yourself hungry, but looking for some new and different options? Then the Bodega Market Cafe in Uptown Greenville is for you. They offer a full-service menu featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also with a variety of unique vegan selections. Dine in or sit outside in their great outdoor dining area. Plus, they're always ready for pickup or delivery. Open 24/7 for your convenience. The Bodega Market Cafe, located in Uptown Greenville, across from the BB&T.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. And congratulations to Susan Deans, a winner of our $40 gift card to Familia giveaway. Get your sports weekend started at Familia. Every Thursday, Familia has $2 drafts all day. Stop by with your friends and family for some New York-style pizza and have an ice cold $2 draft. Familia, Flower Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com. Now let's go back into the show. Here's your host, Flip Brock.
All right, Chandler, that was pretty flawless.
That was good. That was your best one.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shirley Rhodes alongside, doing some coaching over there.
Congratulations, Susan Deans.
Panther fan.
Yeah.
A P1 listener here.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Picking up a big one today in the $48 gift card. Troy, bad news, ECU will not be participating in the College World Series.
No, I heard.
This is good news coming up Friday, 5 o'clock. Matt Bridges and Cam Colmore will be live in studio.
I know. Great gets there. And I saw you got Gavin Williams coming on next week. Right?
Next Tuesday.
Did we talk about that already?
At 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep, he'll be on. So we'll talk to those Pirate pitchers coming up on the next few shows of Pirate Radio Live. One team that is in Omaha.
Yeah, we're not going to Omaha, but we're going to Omaha on the Fixed NC Live line.
And Pirate fans will have somebody to root against coming up this weekend.
To talk to someone that's at Omaha right now.
That man is Jeff Gravley, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, and it's also good to be in Omaha.
Yeah, Gravley, normally I'd be talking to you about Big Rock, and we'd probably be hanging out in Moorhead this weekend. I guess that's off the table for you now, huh?
Well, see, Troy, long ago when the season, before the season began in baseball, I was trying to plan out a vacation in June, and I'm like, you know what? I'd love to be down for Big Rock, but I don't know. Omaha might be an opportunity. But then the way NC State started, I almost rebooked my vacation for this week. But luckily, I went last week, and it came to fruition that NC State, after falling down 1-8 in the ACC, rallied to finish an incredible season, to cap an incredible season with an incredible story to get to Omaha.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we should reset a little bit too, Clip. For folks that know, a lot of folks may still think of you, especially down east, if they don't get Channel 5 now, but they may be familiar with you with your WRAL days. You have moved on. You're now with NC State, so you officially work for NC State. That's why we're having you on to talk about their visit to Omaha. And your role is like a marketing kind of media role with State, correct, Jeff?
Whatever they need me to do, man. I'm no longer in local TV, but I am still telling stories, doing interviews, and trying to share content of what's going on in the athletics department with the fan base at NC State. And it was interesting to travel with the team the other day. It was to fly into Omaha with them and to be with them kind of behind the scenes, so to speak. We can't show everything, and we won't show everything, or we won't tell everything. But it's been interesting to be kind of inside the ropes with one of my favorite people of all time, Elliot Avent, a longtime friend and a heck of a coach who is bringing his team to Omaha for the second time in his college.
Yeah. So how many times?
13 was the last.
Jeff, have you covered this? I know when you were working in the Triangle, you covered all the teams, so you might have gone before. How many times have you been out there?
I was here in 2013 when NC State and North Carolina were here, and I was here twice when North Carolina was here playing in the old stadium at Rosenblatt. So it's been an experience. Being a baseball guy, I love baseball, and it's one of those. I played a lot of baseball, and to get to come to the famous 5 letters in college baseball, it's pretty special to be in Omaha.
Jeff Gravley joining us. Jeff, it's one thing for NC State to turn around the season that they had. They got off to a slow start, but how the heck do you turn around a 21-2 loss at Arkansas? You want to talk about it getting away from you. It happened on Friday.
I call doing it the hard way.
Man, they're able to bounce back with 2 one-run wins over the number 1 team in the country. I mean, how do you even describe that weekend, Jeff?
Well, that's the amazing thing, the way it started at 21-2. I think one of the things that we talked a lot about is it got away kind of early, and by mid-game, and the staff had pretty much decided when they had to pull Reed Johnston because he wasn't kind of Reed Johnston they had seen before. It was the decision was made. Okay, let's throw some of our younger guys out there, and if we get back in the game, then we'll go back to the rotation of, you could see Villeman early, a left-hander. You could see Justice eat up some innings as well. When it kept getting away, you only saw true freshmen out there pitching or a sophomore out there pitching. So I thought it was a great move that on Saturday, Arkansas still had not seen NC State's true bullpen, where NC State got to see Cops on Saturday before he started on Sunday, at least seeing for 28 pitches. So, and Elliot Amon, I think, framed it very well after the 21-2. He said, listen, I told our guys we came to Omaha to win 2 games. No, we came to Arkansas to win 2 games to get to Omaha. We still got 2 games to play with that opportunity. And I thought that was a great move to kind of flush 21-2, because it's one of those games where, everything went wrong and it just kept piling up. And I also think it gave maybe a false sense to Arkansas, and I know it gave a false sense to their fan base that, we got this. We got this.
Jeff, I have a lot of state buddies. There is a thing in Wolfpack Nation, and we can't say the full title on the air, but NC State Bleep.
Stuff?
NC State stuff. And even on Saturday, that game too, I was watching, it was the 7th inning. The batter for Arkansas hits the ball off the rosin bag and the second base bag. Next play's an error. It looks like everything's coming apart. I know my Wolfpack friends at the time, even though they're winning that game, knew that was going to be a loss. So really, the whole story of this season, this series this past weekend, is overcoming adversity for this team, and they are red hot heading to Omaha.
And moving on from, things you can't control. How do you move on from an error? This is one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they made an error on Saturday that led to runs. They made an error on Sunday that led to a run. How do you overcome that? And they overcome it by one of the guys that made an error on Saturday, Jose Torres, homers in all 3 games, including in the 9th inning of Game 3 to put NC State ahead 3-2 against, as many have said, one of the best pitchers in college baseball. I know East Carolina has been loaded at pitcher, so I'm not going to call Cops the best pitcher in college baseball because I don't want to ruffle any feathers down there in Greenville, North Carolina, one of my favorite towns in America, having gone there as a freshman to East Carolina. But I think getting an opportunity, when they tied it up again, it was 2-2. Troy D, everybody in Arkansas thought, well, here we go. We had to go to Game 3, but we got it. And I guarantee you some of your state buddies were saying, well, darn, here we go again. But it was quickly answered with Jose Torres with his 3rd home run in Arkansas. And it was just a magical moment. I think it's one of NC State's most significant wins in baseball, period. And I think it could be one of the most significant wins in NC State sports history. It didn't lead to a championship, but considering all that had happened this season and on Friday, having to win on Saturday, you're at the number 1 team in the nation, facing one of the top pitchers in the country. The place is hopping. Everything's against you, and you find a way to win. I've called them gut check wins, and Coach Avent referenced Saturday's gut check win and certainly Sunday's gut check win to get to Omaha.
Talking to Jeff Gravley with NC State Athletics, but as Jeff just mentioned, let's not forget when he chose where to go to college for that first year. He picked East Carolina University. He was a Pirate here in Greenville. And as we say, once a Pirate, always a Pirate, Clip Rock.
Was he the first guy in the transfer portal? Is that how that worked?
And then I think Debbie Yao followed right behind you. She was also a Pirate at one time. So a lot of connections, a lot of house-divided games here. We love playing NC State in all sports, especially baseball. Did not happen this year. We understand it's going to happen next year, but I'll find it interesting, Jeff. You're in the same bracket as Vanderbilt, so we didn't play each other, but we could have a potential common opponent. You saw what happened with East Carolina and Vanderbilt last weekend. I'll be curious to see you guys, and I think it'll be a great game if y'all match up with Vandy to see how you handle the Vandy boys.
Yeah, and now those guys showed up. All right, it's 200 degrees here in Omaha, and the teams got here yesterday. They came in their full suits, coat, tie, hard shoes, everything. They brought it. Everybody else had their nice polos on or some T-shirts or whatever, but man, Vanderbilt showed up in full blown Sunday suits. I was like, man, all right, okay. But it would be interesting to see that. I think it's going to be interesting to see how State matches up against Stanford on Saturday at 2 o'clock. I still don't know who NC State's going to pitch in Game 1. It'll be interesting to see if they go with Reed Johnston, who they have been going with at 1, or if he's not at a full 100%. Maybe it's Sam Highfield. I don't know. They've had 3 starting pitchers in Johnston, Highfield, and Willardson who have been really good down the stretch, and all 3 are from the state of North Carolina, right in the Triangle Rocky Mount area, and it's kind of neat to see when the local guys stay close to home to play, as you well know, down in Greenville, and to see that come to fruition as 3 of your better pitchers. But really, they've made this run with 5 pitchers. 3 starters, and then Villeman out of the bullpen and Justice out of the bullpen. So it's going to be interesting to see, do they have enough arms here? Do they have enough starting to kind of run deep into a game where they don't have to expire their bullpen so early, or go to some guys that they aren't accustomed to going to in the bullpen in critical situations? But here in Omaha, every situation is critical.
Wolfpack will play Stanford coming up Saturday at 2 o'clock. Vandy and Arizona on Saturday night. Tennessee, Virginia, and Texas, Mississippi State will battle on Sunday. Jeff, we were wrapped up in ECU Super Regional coverage last week. You're still wrapped up in the Omaha coverage. And one thing that we've still kind of overlooked, we haven't talked about it a lot, is the potential for a 12-team college football playoff, which kind of came out of nowhere. I'm still looking for the fine print. It still sounds too good to be true for the ones who have been left out in the past. But Jeff, that's a huge story if that does indeed come to fruition. Have you dissected that at all, and what's your take on this format?
I've always been, I first of all, I was glad when they at least had 4. That was better than none. But I always felt that it would be modified at some point. And everybody said, well, it's not going to be until after the TV contract's up. Well, look, what we've seen in college athletics is things can be changed if they want to be changed by the parties that are all involved. And I think that's one of the things that we've seen in this college football playoff is going to 12, if that's the number they want to go to. I just think it makes a lot more sense. And if it's a revenue generator, I know, but man, can you imagine the interest for those weeks? And I think it adds a lot to the last month and a half, 2 months of college football as those 12 teams try to get themselves in position to be in the playoffs. I just think I'm not in favor of giving everybody a certificate and a lollipop. I'm not one of those guys, but I do like to see a field bigger than 4. It's like the college basketball, how it expanded over the years. And I think we have one of the best products that you would ever want to see that generates an incredible amount of interest, and I think football will be the same. How you figure it out, how do some teams, do you play 17 games? I mean, the NFL Players Association, and they don't want to play 17 games or whatever. So, that to me, that's one of the hard things is a couple of teams are going to have to play some extra games. So I think there's plenty to iron out, but I do like the concept of allowing more teams to get in and not just your Power 5 teams or the 4 that have been getting in here recently, or the pool of 6 that's been getting in here recently. I think it gives a lot of teams and universities and schools some hope.
Jeff Gravley joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, thanks so much for the live report from Omaha, Nebraska, and we hope you enjoy your stay there, and do wish you guys luck. I know we have a big rivalry, but excited. I know you're definitely excited for what could happen over the next week or so with your new job in NC State, but I do appreciate the report, and I could act like I don't care and I'm not jealous, but I'd be lying, Jeff. I wish we were there too, and instead of hanging out at the Big Rock this weekend, I wish I was hanging out with you in Omaha, but maybe next year.
I know, but hey, if you've got to finish runner-up, being at the Big Rock and down in Atlantic Beach and Moorhead ain't a bad place to be.
Yeah, well, all right, have a good one. We'll see you on the beach soon.
You got it. Take care, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Jeff Gravley joined us. Great guy, fun guy, and glad to see he's doing well.
Yeah, and just hearing that voice, and you go back further with Tom Suter, Troy D, Bob Holliday.
Oh, yeah. Bob, I loved Bob Holliday.
The Big Five Sports, growing up, watching that.
And then the weather, used to be Greg Fischel. Of course, he disappeared. Never heard what happened there. Bob DeBarbaladen. Remember him?
I do not.
For you old school, for you folks My age and up. Bob DeBarbaladen.
What a name.
From,
I remember my
Channel
dad.
5.
I remember my dad introducing me to him. And
He was a legend. Him and Charlie Gaddy were the big. I mean, I'm telling you, probably top broadcasters in the state.
Did you mention Tom Suter earlier? All
Yeah,
right,
Tom Suter.
Jamberger.
Yeah,
I
you
just remember-
had Charlie Gaddy on as an anchor, Tom Suter's sports, and Bob DeBarbaladen.
That's the dream team.
I remember.
I'm telling you, man, that's your Mount Rushmore of WRAL broadcasting right there, and really maybe statewide TV. That is what everybody wanted to be.
No love for Slim Short and Jim Woods.
They were minor leagues compared to these guys.
The videotape.
Let's go to the videotape. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember playing high school
Jamberger. I
football.
love that.
Jamberger was
I
awesome.
would play high school football on a Friday night, and I would rush home to make sure I got to football Friday.
And I got to tell you, back in the 80s and 90s, Channel WRAL, the Big Five, and I grew up in Raleigh. They had a helicopter. No one had a helicopter back then. No one has a helicopter now for local channels.
Yeah.
They would have Sky 5. And Sky 5 would go from high school to high school on Friday nights. And when Sky 5 landed near your football field, and it was like a big deal. We're like, oh my God, Sky 5 just landed on the baseball field. They're coming to record our high school game.
See, that never happened when I was in school. They just
big-
drove in a van. But when
the
we saw
Big
that
Five
van, we'd
was
say,
there.
"Oh, there's that van!"
Man, when you saw Sky 5 land near your game, you knew it was going to be a big deal. For real.
They had helicopters all over your high school, though. Everybody had a helicopter.
Maybe not as a big deal at our school, but at your school, it might have been a big deal.
That wasn't WRAL. That was somebody's father going to the game.
At Ravenscroft.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Worthington coming to see his son kick.
Troy, while you're here, we got to take one more break, but real quick, couple of Bears news and notes.
Yeah.
First
Did
of
you see
all,
I ran into Khalil Mack at Waffle House last night.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hung out with him, right?
We
Is that what you
did.
would say?
We shared some time, and actually a new friend.
Good.
I told you there's Bears fans everywhere.
Yeah. Waffle House and
Shared a waffle with Khalil Mack.
Yeah. He had the jersey on and everything. We started talking. He was originally from Gary, Indiana. Big Chicago Bear fan.
There you go.
It's good to see him.
So Matt Nagy comes out this week and says, Andy Dalton's still the starter. Justin Fields not going to start week 1.
I wish they just calm down with that. That's fine if they want to do it, but quit making that the proclamation.
Didn't we talk about this during the COVID times? Like, you don't have to make announcements so far in advance.
No,
we can wait a little bit.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Andy
Dalton might suck.
Well, we've seen enough. We know he's not great.
There's not much we have to see
nice
anymore.
by saying might.
But no, I mean, he's fine, but he's
a
not
great
exciting.
backup. Right.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is
And
exciting.
what did you make of this, Troy D? This is Bears president and CEO Ted Phillips. We recently submitted a bid to purchase the Arlington International Racecourse property. It's our obligation to explore every possible option to ensure we're doing what's best for our organization and its future. If selected, this step allows us to further evaluate the property and its potential. This is speaking of a potential new stadium for the Bears.
Well, two things. I was talking to Corey Gloor off the air earlier about this, who's also a Bears fan. Told you we're everywhere. Now, he's one of the more negative Bear fans.
He's negative
been
on
deep
every
down. That's
sports
true.
thing.
That's true. Two things with that. One, there is potential where they've seen other teams like Bob Kraft, where he buys a whole area and makes a whole complex. It's not just about the stadium, but it's about the hotels.
You got your
it's about the
headquarters
parking.
and
where you can have a whole complex. What Jerry Jones has done at Arlington.
Star.
Yeah, where they have it's become a destination where they have more room and they can control everything around it and make money off everything around it because it is such a destination. So there's potential for that with the Bears, where they could, north of the city, they could have this complex. A lot of their fans come from that area already, so they could have a brand new facility. The Bear, I believe, Soldier Field's the smallest stadium in the league. It's 62,000.
Didn't they do something to like the outside of it?
They renovated the whole. They renovated Soldier Field from top to bottom,
Right,
but
okay.
they didn't make it any bigger.
Yeah.
If anything, it might have been a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. They were about the same.
So it's almost like a college stadium in that.
Yeah, it is renovated.
Yeah.
But the parking is very tough there. The Bears don't control it. They really don't have. I don't know what their situation. The city owns it, so they have to work with the city as far as events and venues. Where if they have their own facility, it's a different deal.
Just make it bare land. All around,
and the other thing it gives them is negotiating with the city if they decide to stay at Soldier Field. Well, hey, look, if you can't meet our demands and we need this, and this,
we got this over here.
We could do this over here. You kind of saw that a little bit with the new Panther owner, where I think he was talking about we can move this if we need to.
I think we're trying to get
and all that.
Speaking of headquarters, I know it's in the mix to have one in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I know he bought a bunch of land in that area to make like a front office deal.
So I think this is twofold. One, I think it helps them in negotiating if they decide to stay, and two, it helps them. Obviously, they need land and property to build something new. And if they're serious about doing that, this is the first step in doing that.
So you're not one of these people that's like sentimental to Soldier Field.
I mean, it's special. I mean, it's the way they've remodeled it. It isn't as special as it used to be.
Right.
So it even like Green Bay, where you think of Lambeau Field, they've remodeled that, but it still has the characteristics of Lambeau Field to me.
Like Wrigley and Fenway are still standing. They've done a lot of stuff, but it still looks the same.
Correct.
Yeah.
Soldier Field's so different now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has the same. It doesn't have the same feel as it used to.
Sure.
I mean, they did keep the columns, which was kind of cool, but and it is nice that it's downtown. But I get it's big business, man. And
I can't argue with you because you're a Bears fan. But when I watch Bears games and they do aerials of Soldier Field, I'm like the history that's behind that stadium.
And it is cool on the lake right there. I mean, but
we're making them sentimental about it.
Yeah. I would be upset if I was a Bears fan, knowing that there is a potential of moving from Soldier Field.
But you talked about the parking and all the stuff around it. If they can make all that stuff so much better, people
if they could
jump on board.
Probably.
Yeah.
The Panthers are talking about moving their stadium, and I'm getting upset about that, and that's been there since 95.
Well, and with Bears, what if they build a dome, or retractable roof?
Yeah.
With the weather.
Retractable, yeah.
I mean, it would change. That's a possibility, too.
Dome Bears games in December, January would just be lame, though. You got to have the elements.
You got to have the snow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
That's part of football. Could you imagine Green Bay playing in the dome instead of the?
I went to that playoff game.
What do you think Brian Urlacher would say about that?
It was pretty damn cold.
Well,
I would have settled for a dome in that game.
If you're a Chicagoan, you would appreciate that. All right, well, let's get our last break in. Chandler.
Hey, look how good a dome has worked for the Lions.
All right, there you go. Great. Yeah, well done. All right, we'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap up this Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Brian Fields, Michael Vaughn, and Jake Allen. I've watched a lot of baseball. That's still one of the most fun teams I've watched play.
I think one thing that gets overlooked with that team is how good their defense was. I mean, that's about, I think we made 3 errors in the first game of the district, and I don't know if we made another one the entire summer.
Yeah, I think Carson made 2 errors the very first game versus Rocky Mount at shortstop. And I can honestly say I don't think he made another error through states, regionals, or Little League World Series at shortstop.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
In studio today was Showboat, also known as Kyle Alligood, to his friends and family. Why F3?
I come to F3 for just good old brotherhood and fellowship, and to get out to Forest Site, to come out here to get my heart and my mind right. And just being around these group of guys every day just makes me a better person.
1 letter, 1 number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com. Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
You can paint these peaches purple!
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Tarboro River Bandits are back. Come experience the best collegiate baseball around this summer. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit TarboroughRiverBandits.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Let's take a look at the stock market report. The Dow dropped 210 points today at 33,823. The NASDAQ went up 121 points at 14,161, and the S&P dropped a point and finished at 4,221. That was a look at the Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Thank you, Chandler.
Wonder what faux Rick Smith would think of Chandler's live reads today.
Well, I sure don't want to know what Josh Hawkins would do. But I'm sure it was a lot better. But he had his ups and downs.
You sounded like a country boy from Massachusetts there at the beginning. You're like stock market.
Stock market.
I actually.
It was a hard day on the market.
All right, we're out of time. I got to read this, Troy.
Oh, yeah, this is wow. How about some daggers coming from the Chicago mayor?
So the Bears president and CEO talked about a potential spot, a piece of land to purchase.
Outside of the city.
To build a stadium.
Yeah, which I said one of the reasons would be for negotiating the new deal with Soldier Field. Potentially.
The Chicago mayor said what you said. This is clearly a negotiating tactic the Bears have used before. Mm-hmm. But, man, it got downright nasty towards the end of this statement.
We joked, did Corey Gloor write this press release?
Like most Bears fans, we want the organization to focus on putting a winning team on the field, beating the Packers finally, and being relevant past October. Everything else is noise, end quote.
Wow.
The mayor going in on the team.
Can't necessarily disagree with her thoughts there. Lori Lightfoot.
I saw somebody quote tweeted Troy and said, quote, "We suck, please stay here." Like, two different things there. You guys are awful, stay right here.
Yeah, wow. That you don't see that coming from a mayor's office that often, that bold of a statement. So negotiations are going well, it seems like.
Yeah, we're all on the same page.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah. All right, Troy, great show.
Good seeing you, man. Talk to you officially next week.
All right, and on Friday's show, Igoe, Matt Bridges, and Cam Colmore going to join us live in the Pirate Radio studios in the 5 o'clock hour, and a lot of other great guests on the way as well. Chandler, good job today. Shirley.
Appreciate it, man.
Video Shirley, great job. We will see you folks 3 o'clock on Friday for Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.